Thanos.
And we're recording. We are here with someone other.
Playing Karnan, the human fighter. I am Kevin, and I'm playing Domino, the human monk fighter.
I'm Chase. I'm playing Kanathar, the human fighter.
I'm Andrew, playing Uriel, the human fighter.
And I'm Kyle. I'm playing Cassius, the swashbuckling ranger.
Way to break that.
Turlock will be joining us later, and I am Clint, and I am playing all the other fuckheads. So, last time you guys did some stuff, and before that you did some more stuff that Chase and Andrew missed out on, but we'll go over some broad strokes of that, I guess. If I can find my documentation. So, you guys went and...
Style sheet.
This is mostly for Uriel and Kanathar right now. So you guys recovered the rotting teeth of autumn in this ancient giant fortress that was already broken into, that there was an archaeological dig. There was a crazy cannibal dude in there with them. You defeated him, got the teeth, found a giant in like a glass and Luzhgao stone coffin. Herbert was all set to just crack that sucker open because of Kanathar telling him to be a part of history and stuff and start making history. But then he was like, maybe I shouldn't. And then Cassius was like, I'm gonna.
It was just a concept. I'm not.
He blew his mind. That's what happened. So that happened. Woke up the giant. Cassius did some weird stuff to him with the chalice of balance. Thought he was waking up, bringing him back to life, but he was really just in suspended animation and woke up anyways. Revealed himself to be Carrick Manos, the king of the Black Anvil tribe of giants. Whole bunch of stuff was discussed about the gods, and there were only 4 gods, but now there are 5, and the giants worked for the gods, trying to fix some threat. Herbert believed the threat to be the destructive climate changes that were occurring on Hasta. Carrick Manos said a lot of stuff about the war between the gods and the Luzhgao, and how the creature known as the King in White, which was a god that is now identified as the god of unwavering balance. Basically, the gods and the Luzhgao could both mind control giants, and the King in White undid that by putting all the giants to sleep. A whole big portion of the race died in the war between the god and Luzhgao, but a lot of them were saved by being put into suspended animation, so they were taken out of it. Then Goliath and humans were created to fight between the gods and the Luzhgao. And eventually the gods were killed and the Luzhgao were cursed, like their descendants are today. We got a bunch of cool stuff. Carrick Manos forged a bunch of cool stuff in the Forges of the Giants for you guys. He reforged the ashes of the Blade of Bone and Flame that Domino destroyed into a really cool spear with a flaming eye on it sometimes. He made a cutlass with a handguard on it with the locking points to attach the teeth to. So Cassius took that. You guys also experimented with the Chalice of Balance, found out that it is the Skull of Balance, and the silver chalice was just silver poured over it. Removing the silver greatly increased its efficacy, and also allowed it to shed healing light.
Is it like the skull of the god of
balance, the god of unwavering balance.
Unwavering.
Yeah. It's his skull. It's basically just a chopped off skull, like right at the base of the skull. The bottom of the skull was scorched black. Cassius played around with the energies and of the skull, found out it absorbs light or heat or various forms of energy and generates a healing aura of light. It extends out to about 60 feet. Eventually, Cassius absorbed so much energy that he literally exploded. So it's not without risks to be healed and gain a bunch of temporary hit points.
Do we still have an exploded companion?
No, he's healed. It's been like 5 days since all that went down. So
He's good.
There's a cure for it. You just
there's a cure for it.
Did you use the chalice to cure it?
You just use the chalice, the skull to heal yourself.
He almost died though.
I did.
He did.
I did roll a 1 on my death save.
So came pretty close. Carrick Manos was able to forge like a lantern out of metal and Lujgao stone and glass. So you guys now have this really huge, like Green Lantern style lantern that can shoot out a long ass beam of healing energies, or you can flip up the sides to shoot just like an aura of light. So that's pretty neat. He gave everyone that didn't get a really cool, super cool artifact got Lujgao stone gear, and Kanathar got a drugs. But we'll get more into
drugs.
Drugs. We'll get more into what you guys got momentarily. Last session, it was decided, and during the Discord, it was decided that you guys couldn't get into the Font of Shadows using the Rotting Teeth of Autumn. They could damage the Lujgao stone.
It would take too much.
Yeah, it would be like scratching a way through like 100 feet of Lujgao stone, like line by line by line. It would be agonizingly slow. So
Just take time, right? The
Just
teeth
take time.
would break before we got through it.
yeah, there is a chance that the teeth will break anytime you use them for something like
I think
that.
that's the thing in the rules, right? Just
Yeah.
take 10.
Just take 10. But Carrick Manos suggested that you seek out the House of Eyes and a creature known as the Eyesman. He was he was a watcher of the gods, like kind of like a scout. He kept an eye on things and that sort of thing. The area where the House of Eyes is on the corroded coast and is now submerged in water. But luckily, he exposed a shipyard to you guys, a lava-based shipyard made out of blackstone and something he called tungsten. And you guys piled onto a big metal boat that just kind of drove itself and responded to voice commands and stuff, and just putted along on this river of fucking lava.
Alexa, go faster.
Yes, like that.
Lava spiders.
And the boat was made out of tungsten and like some kind of ceramic, like porcelain, like glazed pottery kind of looking tiles on the lower hull.
Fucking lava.
Take the lava spider thread and make a silk out of it.
There you go.
You'll never be cold.
That's right, lava spider thread.
You'll never be cold.
So on the first day of your
Fucking lava
hellish journey, you guys were keeping watch and you saw Timon. If you guys remember Timon, he was some rando dude you encountered in the desert during a Discord chat that everyone argued about whether or not they should kill. And he appeared on the bank of the lava river, protected from fire, obviously, because lava's like 2,000 and some odd degrees Fahrenheit.
You better be glad I'm not playing Yunrail this campaign. I'd have killed his ass.
And he appeared with a bunch of other dudes, and they were kind of surprised by the poisonous toxic air, and they couldn't really do anything to the ship. Like, they shot a couple plink plink, but the ship was moving fast, and they had no real way to travel across the lava the way you guys were, so they had eventually teleported back out. On the second day of your journey, you discovered husks, several hundred miles outside of the normal range of husks. Husks are only found within a few hundred miles of the Font of Shadows. You guys are several hundred miles beyond that. So you guys defeated them. There were some crazy husks that were all stuck together like a rat king, and they were horrifying in their way.
They were.
But you guys survived, defeated them. On the third day of the journey, you reached this lava lake and the Lujgao stone dock, but there were these things called tilak. Tilak are these big turtle ankylosaurus creatures that the giants used as mounts, ranging from like 30 feet long to 60 feet long. And you're able
Those
to...
were what was in the lava?
Yeah.
I did not make that connection.
Yeah.
Did you actually say T-Lox?
Yeah.
That's how well I pay attention. So.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, and Carrick Manos had warned you guys, don't piss them off because they're pretty fucking powerful. But you guys were able to use a signaling bugle that was in the ship to kind of... I don't remember what you did, but it was fucking hilarious.
I played the epic sax guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And that kind of got the T-Lock out of your way. You guys docked, and then you spent the night on the dock. Because Carrick Manos said the journey to the nearest dock to the House of Eyes would take 3 days, and then it would take another day walking by access walkways to get to the House of Eyes. And all through like your journey under in the river of lava, like you could see a black stone walkway high on the left, and that was what he referred to as the access tunnels. It would protect you from the heat and the toxic air of this area, just like the boat would. So that's where we are now. But we're going to go back in time to the 32nd of first month, which is like 4 or 5 days ago. Carrick Manos has brought you out guys to the forge. He's giving out gifts, and Canathar's turn comes up. Where was he? Canathar, I have noticed your affection for the dank plants of Yofka. How often you imbibe them, and the intensity of what you imbibe leads me to believe that this is an ideal gift for you. Yes.
Right on, brother.
Right on, brother. He holds out this little, like, it's a black Lujgau stone pot with, like, a wire mesh over it with a handle on it. And he holds it out to you. He takes it up from a table and he holds it out to you. And he says, this plant is the last of its kind, called a Croton cactus. During the war between gods and Lujgau, the Lujgau cultivated these plants to enhance their human warriors. Few possess the tolerance necessary to function while enjoying their effects, but I believe you do. And it's this little, like, green mushroom growing out of soil. It's like green like a cactus, and the toadstool portion has spikes like a cactus. And at that point, the cap of the mushroom splits open, and this spiky little tongue kind of flicks out like a snake testing the air. And Carrick Manos goes on, the chemicals secreted by the Croton cactus are not habit-forming, and will fill you with a dank sensation that I believe you are well accustomed to, as well as enhance your reflexes and strength to some small degree. It is, however, a short-lived sensation, and you must let the plant nibble on you a little bit, so that it can shoot the chemicals into your bloodstream. And he pauses for a moment, and with a very serious, like, he's kind of been like joshing with you and joking and kind of like dank it. But he's very serious when he says this next part. Do not ever let it out of the pot. The pot is blackstone, so it will not break. But do not allow it to set down roots outside of the pot. It is a resilient species that spreads quickly and was responsible for the destruction of several ecosystems in this area. So now you have a little drug cactus toadstool.
Alright.
Um,
All it has to do is nibble on me for a little
Yeah,
bit?
basically you open the little cage, stick a finger in, and it nibbles on you and secretes it into your bloodstream. You'll take a little bit of damage from the spikes pumping venom into you, but
Totally worth it.
I mean, would you like to test it now? Just so you know its effects?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, all the way the entire journey, test it. Test it.
Testing it every day. So
Gotta get good.
So
I gotta understand it.
you pop the little cage open, and it's got a very secure like locking mechanism. This isn't something that's gonna just like swing open because you jostle it in your bag. You stick your hand in the wire cage, and the Croton cactus's tongue kind of slithers out, and like needles just bury themselves in the skin of your hand. And whatever they fucking inject just feels like battery acid coursing through your veins. And you take
As it usually does.
and you take like 1d4 damage. Acid damage specifically. Don't worry about it now. This is days ago.
Okay. Alright.
After a minute, you just start feeling super chill. Like, you're so fucking relaxed. Everyone around you is just like, like super twitchy. You're just fucking, just like, chill and shit. And like, you feel like if anyone was coming at you, you could just like, like it's no big deal to just, and you're just like, kind of like drunken masters, like just kind of like stumbling around and like super like loose in the bones and the muscles and stuff. What the rest of you see, Canathar's pupils just fucking boom.
His eyes run black.
Then his veins, like in his exposed skin, bulge like crazy ass fucking snakes in his arms. His mouth spreads into this manic, rictus grin, like exposing like 30 extra teeth from out of nowhere in his mouth. And he's just like anytime any of you shift or like breathe heavily or anything. He's just like reacting to every single noise and motion that you make. And Carrick Mano says, he's fine. I promise. He will experience increased agility and strength and is fully rational. The chemicals secreted by the Croton are non-habit forming and will not destroy his body the way many drugs do. So, while you're under the effects of this, Chase, Canathar, whatever your name is, so anytime you want to let it do its thing, it's the equivalent of a bonus action, or if you've already used your bonus action, you can use a regular action. Okay. For the round and that round that you initiate it and the 2 rounds following it, you have +2 to all strength and dexterity related ability checks, saving throws, and attack rolls, as well as a +2 bonus to AC and initiative. And dark vision.
All right, so that lasts for 18 seconds?
3 rounds, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty low.
It's kind of like low-key haste.
Okay.
Basically. And then after about 18 seconds, Canathar still feels pretty chill, but he kind of relaxes a little, like the little squiggly snakes in his arms just stop twitching and stuff. And the Croton Cactus is in its little cage. Alright, so that's that. Did you ever settle on the gear that Uriel has? Armor-wise, you said scale mail? Or no, that was you.
There's 4 unaccounted for if you subtract like the base 10 minus my +2
So you have
dex. So I think I had a medium shield. I want to say.
okay. You have a medium shield for +2. What's your current AC?
16.
16. So down to 14 from the shield. What's your dex?
16.
Okay. Are you just wearing like leather armor? Studded leather?
That sounds about right. Instead of
Okay. All right. So, Uriel, your turd has come, and Carrick Manos like unveils a cloth, and similar to what he gave Turok, he hands you like this suit of really nice looking leather armor, and he says that I've impregnated the plates with it. I've impregnated it with thin slices of Lujgau Blackstone between the layers of leather. So it won't offer any resistance to magic, but it will improve its durability. I've effectively created a suit of studded leather armor for you. So your base AC is 13 now? 12? 13? Something like that? 13 plus your other modifiers. And then he hands you a Blackstone shield, a medium shield. What is studded leather armor's AC? 12?
Yeah,
The base is 12?
sounds like it. Sounds right.
Let me make sure before you write anything down. Stop writing. Don't write anything.
AC is 22.
Is 11. Studded? Yeah, 12. Yeah.
Alright, so your base AC is 13, plus your dex modifier, plus the +2 from the medium shield. Okay. And he says that while you're using the shield, Blackstone is resistant to magic, so while you're able to use it, you'll have advantage on saving throws against magic, because it will serve to deflect some of the energies and absorb them. He also hands you a black Lujgau stone longsword. Excellent construction. It's just like a regular longsword, maybe a little bit heavier, but it has a non-magical +1 to attack and damage rolls.
Also, another thing he didn't mention yet is that we can't teleport with any of our Blackstone stuff
Yes.
because Blackstone will not work.
Yeah, he stressed that Blackstone is mostly indestructible.
We can teleport, just our shit won't come with
Yes,
us, right?
it's mostly indestructible and completely immune to magic. So magic can't touch it, even... magic can't do anything to it, even beneficial magic. And even if it is indestructible, you're not. So you have plates of Blackstone over your chest, and nothing will get through those, but force will still be transmitted to,
Understandable.
like... Canathar is wearing a suit of chainmail,
Karnan.
and the chainmail is unbreakable. Karnan. Yeah, Karnan.
That's your guys' fault. I get it mixed all the time.
Karnan is wearing a suit of Blackstone chainmail, and
I guess.
if he dives under a sinking floor or something, the chainmail won't break, but it will squish
Kyle's
in
fault that I
between.
used to mix your names up all the time. Too.
Oh God, it'd be like one of those Play-Doh toys. Where you just little pieces of carton squirting out between the links. Horrifying.
That
Horrifying.
would be terrible.
Alright, so that was fun. And he also gave you guys an unlimited supply of blackstone arrowheads and coral heads and that sort of thing.
I got that that blackstone buckler that I like took off the armor.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Still just a +1 AC and
Yeah.
then like resistant to magic?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I mean,
That's
it's not-
what we said at the
It's
time.
not fancy and well made like the other stuff.
Yeah.
But it'll work.
Well, I had like, did we ever make it to like a blacksmith or something? Because I wanted to have it fitted, but I didn't like necessarily want to change
Yeah.
anything about it.
He's a blacksmith.
Okay, that's this guy. Okay, so it's fitted then.
He's the blacksmith, I should
Yeah.
say. Like
Yeah.
currently the most skilled, conscious blacksmith there is.
But he did say that the Black Anvil tribe, or Black Anvil clan, or whatever, tribe, clan, one of two, was not the best smiths among the giants. So there are better smiths out there. They're probably just asleep.
Yeah, like this dude's amazing, and he's like, I'm kind of shitty at this. And we've never
I'm
seen
much better.
sorry, it's
I'm
so
much better
That's
at
how
woodworking.
that's how
like
like all
flaws.
amazing
Yeah.
people are. They're all just like
I'm much better at woodworking. Woodworking is my main milieu of art. And that's true.
Apparently they got really good skilled plaster here too. So that's the whole place that
Plaster?
they're in is
says.
plaster instead of
Bad
blackstone.
joke.
What?
I made a bad joke,
Okay.
which I will not repeat because of the
Okay. Good. All right. So that was the last session. Everyone has their toys.
That's good.
All right.
No, I'm good.
So
My D&D stuff.
then you guys journey down the boat, and now you're at the dock. So you got at the dock on the 3rd of 2nd month, 4,033 DOS. The ship was just kind of, you could still feel like it shake vibrating from whatever the engine is and whatever it's doing. And you were able to just kind of step off it onto the Lugau stone dock. You know, and then you all took a nap, because why not? Because it had been a long 3 days. So now it is the 4th of 2nd month, 4,033 DOS. You're on the dock. Your next task is to walk across the dock to the passage going into the stone of the area. The dock itself is black Lugau stone. The passage has a floor of black Lugau stone, but the most of the tunnel is just the rock of the area. You know, dark rock. Who all is going? Are you going to leave your wagons at the boat, on the boat? Are you going to take Kandara, Metris, and Herber? What's the plan?
The passage is big enough for the wagons?
No.
I
Yes.
think
Yeah, the passage is like 20 feet wide, so...
so. Kandara, Herbert,
Eh.
would you wish to come with us? Would you like to stay on the boat?
I think we'll bring everyone along. In case what's his face shows back up. Could show up and kill him.
Herbert has a look on his face like, are you fucking kidding? Of course I'm coming.
I'd say we bring him.
You said the whole ship was tungsten, or was the
It's dull gray metal with some like ceramic looking plating on the hull. Exterior of the hull.
okay? Because I don't remember if there was like the black stone for the cabin or not.
No.
Yeah, probably best if they come with.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, everyone's coming?
Yep.
See.
There's Metris, Kandara, Herbert.
I just like to make Kandara think she has a choice.
Well, I was thinking because if we leave him on the boat, Timon teleports onto the boat, and
Good idea. Yep, I forgot about Timon.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's gonna get killed.
Alright. You're all going along. Does everyone have a mini ready?
Mine
I don't think so.
I need a bag.
Unless it's over there, which I don't think it is.
Burn it. Who's the red one?
that's Metris.
Metris, Herbert, Kandara.
And that's
Other
Cassius.
minis plus
I have a
there's
ton over there, too.
Kevin's.
See what we got. See what we'll take. It smells like burning.
See what smells like carnage, is that what you said?
Yeah.
I forgot about the pennies, but how did the coke work for him?
Good.
Dang it. I'm sorry.
Good.
Yeah.
I did find one shiny penny like that day before you texted me back and said don't worry about it. And it was a Canadian penny, so I said, fuck that.
Is that a lava snake?
No, that would have
this
been
is
cool.
Pac-Man. You have to get all the dots before the ghosts get you.
That's good. It's not.
I wouldn't
black,
put it past
but
Glenn.
That's kind of. We'll envision that for Blackstone armor, and look, see, it's all fancy shield.
There you go.
I'll say this is me. This is pretty. I don't like the bent sword. We'll deal with that.
Ooh. Dude, I might.
I can't say that.
All right.
What is that?
Cherry smash, cider fizz.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So
Might have to steal one.
your party leaves the Lugao stone dock and follows the walkway from it that heads into a tunnel in the dark stone of the region. The air is hot and dry, and everything is quiet. There's a little bit of dust on the ground. No obvious footprints or anything like that. You're still protected from the toxic air and the deadly heat while you're walking on the walkway. It's about 20 feet wide, enough for maybe two giants to walk side by side on. The tunnel itself is about 40 feet tall. Plenty of headroom for you guys or giants.
Oh, solid.
The walls of the tunnel are and the ceiling are as smooth as the surface of the Lugao stone. The Lugao stone path just looks like someone poured Lugao stone down and just like it's smooth. Like it's not slippery. It's just smooth.
We would you describe it as Blackstone concrete, like a concrete path, like maybe?
Yeah.
Have we ever? Herbert's the librarian guy, right? You know, does he have any knowledge of how this stuff is manufactured, or so to speak?
No idea.
Or
We didn't really get to see Crank Manos do it either because he's like, close the door and then finish it.
so we got to assume it's done by magic, right?
He implied that there was a curing process. Like some of the comments he said might lead you to believe that the white stuff you saw in the smaller forge, that smells like acid and blood and stuff. Some of the comments he made would imply that was raw blackstone, and there's some curing process that occurs before it hardens.
So it's not a naturally occurring substance,
Right.
Okay, so it's not something that they'd have to have tools to work. They can
Right.
form it and then cure. Okay,
Yeah.
10-4.
And there's it's something to do with it needs molds. Like it's not like because that's part of why the tools were like what we had was because he needed specific molds to make what we had.
Yeah, he did say after the forging process,
Okay.
after he was presenting gifts, something about molds and finding the right molds to make weapons sized for you guys.
What's the hardness in comparison to luge gauss?
What do you mean?
Rock hard.
How's it comparison?
To what?
Luge gauss stone.
It is.
This is
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it is Lugao stone.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
The
Blackstone and Lugao stone are the
Yeah,
same thing.
yeah,
I
that's
missed something.
Except when they're not.
except when they're not. Blackstone, and he seems to call it Blackstone, whereas you guys have always heard it referred to as Lugao stone.
Okay, so interesting. Interesting.
Just as a heads up, those of you with studs implanted are still feeling that tingly, zappy feeling in them, and they're still using 9th level slots.
That's badass.
Does that
That's pretty.
affect his spear at all?
No, or maybe it does. You don't really have a way of knowing. They unveiled the skull turn, which is what I've been calling it, during the battle with the husks on the lava river and the lava boat. Shortly after that, all of a sudden, everyone with studs felt their studs like like your tongue on a 9-volt battery, kind of a feeling from their implanted studs. It's not painful, doesn't cause any damage, but it's just weird and
And you keep doing it because it feels good.
yeah.
Does it augment cantrips that aren't affected by spell level at all?
If you're using a cantrip stud, it is cast as if it is a 17th level caster.
Probably doesn't do much for me in thaumaturgy, does it?
No, not at all.
That was
I
I
think
should
you
have just
have
came on
all
and asked
three.
that question.
You can have all 3 effects going at once. I think that's how that works.
Um,
Fuck boys.
So that's still going on, and that started shortly after the skull turn was unveiled. When the skull turn was unveiled, all of the husks in the area, while on your boat, stopped doing what they were doing and just stared at it. For a full round, they didn't do anything.
Also works on T-Box.
T-Lock have a lot of hit points. You would have to hold it on them for a
No,
good long
I mean
while.
the laser pointer.
Oh, yes. Yes, the laser. You used it as a laser
That's
pointer.
what we did,
That's
yeah.
what you did.
That's how we got rid of the T-Lock.
You bugled and got their attention and then used the skull turn as a laser pointer. Oh,
They're like kitty cats.
this is so great. Oh, T-Lock. Adorable creatures. All right. So you walk for about 6 hours, and as you go farther and farther away from the lava, the temperature eases up a bit. So it's maybe only 1,000 degrees. The tunnel is completely silent except for your boots as they rustle against stone. Everything is pretty well covered in dust. There are no branchings to the tunnel. You guys are keeping your heads on a swivel. Perception checks made on your behalf don't reveal anyone following you or lurking up ahead. No trapdoors swing open and unleash lava into your tunnel or drop you into lava pits. It's just a nice, peaceful 6-hour walk.
Everything is normal.
So what if we had a rest since our last encounter?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys spent the night out on the dock, so everything's,
right, I'm
everything's
sorry.
restored.
I need to listen.
Get that nice lava breeze coming.
A nice refreshing lava breeze. Sulfur and
Really opens up the pores.
it really does. It's bracing. In short, the 6-hour walk is completely uneventful until you come to where you are now, which is not here. There's nothing really noteworthy about this section of tunnel. The walls are still smooth stone. The floor is the same walkway of black blue-out stone. But there is a huge door set into the tunnel. And the tunnel kind of arches up
How huge are we talking?
across the tunnel. The tunnel itself is 40 feet tall, 20 feet wide.
Okay, it's a big door.
It's a big door. So it could admit maybe a giant, probably a luge gal.
But before we get moving, I'm gonna grab one of the somewhat cooled chunks of lava that's still pretty warm and just load it into the lantern.
Cool chunks of lava?
Like one of the bits that landed on the boat when we first got there.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. All right. I'll allow it. It's warm enough.
Good idea.
How do you pick it up?
that's a good question.
I use my black stone sword.
Yeah, I can
Kinda-
kick it in with my spear.
Flick it in,
Yeah, kind of tap
like
it in
me.
with the.
scoop it onto my shield. Then.
Really, really dangerous mini golf. Water hazards. All right. So, the door is made of the by now familiar dull gray metal that Carrick Manos said mortals called tungsten in his day.
This is
You
gonna
can
be
see-
like Planet of the Apes.
You can see that there's kind of a break in the rock wall of the tunnel. Like it kind of opens up slightly around the door, and you can see that there's a dull gray metal wall, like in the layer of rock, like forming the frame of the door. If you had to guess, you would imagine that it's a big ring of dull gray metal around the House of Eyes area, or at least that's what Herbert mutters under his breath as he. He doesn't touch anything. He's learned by now. Don't touch things. Adventuring is dangerous. The door itself is a rectangle, like the stone tunnel is an archway, but this is a smaller rectangle set into the middle of the tunnel. It could still admit a giant or a luge gal. In the center of it is a huge metal wheel, like you've seen on some of the doors to giant buildings. From your experience with the giant buildings and watching Karakmanos move around the fortress, you turn the wheel, the tracks bolts, and then you can open the door, kind of like you see on submarines. It's that kind of style door. I think I've made that pretty clear by now. On the door, about where a normal door would have a lock or knob, is a glowing red light. Right next to it, on the frame, is another glowing red light.
Canathar, go touch them.
Alright. I go and touch them.
What do you touch?
The lights. I get.
It feels like glass.
Okay.
Are there any buttons that we see?
No buttons.
You said there's the thing to turn?
Yeah.
I keep turning it.
Make a strength check.
Plus. Just loading slow.
Is your strength above +2?
No.
Okay. You get the wheel to move a little bit. You don't know if it's just that it's that heavy, that whether it's moving, or if it's just that old, and maybe there's some corrosion or some warping in the frame. But
Can I give it a shot?
yeah, I mean, you guys could try together. That is an option too.
I don't know, not gonna help.
Okay.
That's at 9. Probably actually hurt
I
him.
flex a little bit and I'm like, alright, guys.
Fucking 18.
I guess I'll do it.
Put it over a 10.
Then I walk up, grasp it, and with an 11, I try to open the door.
So between the three of you, you loosen it enough for Cassius to come back a second time and just like fucking Thor, just like bending something giantish into pieces or something. He looks like Captain America when he's holding on to that helicopter in a Winter Soldier, and he's just like fucking. And Cassius isn't that big of a dude in the first place, so it's really weird.
Really tiny.
So you retract it, and you guys hear the dull thunk of bolts retracting and locking into place. And then you, I assume, pull on the door to open it. Doesn't budge.
Did the lights change at all?
I push it.
Doesn't.
It's a push, not a pull.
I knock on the door.
Dunk, dunk, dunk. You hear it kind of echo a little bit beyond.
Does the wheel still turn?
Yeah, you can turn it back. Like it's fully retracted. Like you fully.
Maybe it's like one of those showers where you have to pull it out first and then turn it. You know? You
Oh,
gotta
we heard
pull it
all
out to
that-
turn
we
it
heard all
on,
that
and then
stuff
you
move,
change
right?
the temperature.
Yeah, you guys heard you turned the wheel and you heard bolts retract until they couldn't retract any further.
Wanted to investigate the door. Does anything else on it move or?
No.
It's
Did
a
we-
big key.
Herbert,
You gotta pull the key out.
any idea here?
Did we try opening the door before we turned it?
Magic.
I activate the stud on my spear.
Okay.
Then I kind of look at the eye to see if I get anything from the eye. Like I try to show the eye the door, and like kind of inquisitively, maybe. I don't know how smart my weapon is. I'm still learning.
You get sensations from it, but you don't understand what it's trying to convey,
Okay, that's fair.
and you're not even sure it's trying to convey something coherent to you. It's kill. You know it definitely wants to burn things, but that's not you.
Alright, I turn it off.
Night night.
Did we try turning it the other way?
You can. You want to
Yeah.
turn it the other way? The bolts go back into place.
Like, can I turn it past the initial point?
No. You very clearly identified when the bolts are fully placed in the frame and when they're retracted. Like it's not hard to figure that out.
Can I push on one of those lights?
When you press on it, it feels like glass. It
No.
doesn't. It
Push,
doesn't.
push.
It doesn't depress at all.
Okay.
It doesn't
Can I
hit
turn
the
it
button.
halfway?
You
Does
can
it
try.
do anything then? I turn it halfway.
You hear the bolts move in the door, but not fully into the frame.
But not fully
Interesting.
into the frame.
Like if they're fully retracted, if he turns it part way, you can hear the bolts move, but there's not that thunk of them locking into place in the frame.
I'd like to take some time to investigate the outside of the doorway.
Is there any chance this door was unlocked and we just locked it?
We tried that, I think.
Any sort
I
of
don't think we did.
Yeah, put it back the way it was.
Apparatus that works.
And let's all try to open this together.
Alright.
Because it
You
keeps
were
saying
talking
locked
first,
in the
what?
frame.
It's okay. Any
Think
kind of
there's a-
apparatus
think there's
that
a-
would
think there's a
you know,
thing.
potentially be pulling the door shut.
It doesn't look like it. It's just a a frame, and the door is flush with the frame.
It says, I say the Elvish
See?
word for friend.
It's gonna take you about a year to learn Elvish, so.
Yeah, we turn it back the way it was.
Just one
Okay.
word.
And then I try to open it from there.
No change.
Nothing? Damn it. I tried, sorry.
Is there anything else on this entire wall? Because you said it's just like a massive wall
How
that we
long of
expect
a walk
is-
was it from the shore?
About 6 hours.
And you said that we expect, or we assume this is some sort of like cylinder.
Yeah.
Have we walked around it?
No, there's no way to walk around it. It's just the tunnel kind of widens to expose the door, the frame of the door, and like what you assume is a much larger wall encircling the House of Eyes.
Is there anything on the ground? Have we looked at the
I
ground?
put my eyeball to it.
That doesn't do anything.
I'm gonna,
Does it scan it?
No, it does not
I'm gonna
scan.
point the lantern at it on beam mode, point it at one of the lights. Do anything?
No effect.
Does anyone have a mirror? Is there a way we can point it at both?
Who has? Where are the all 9 teeth? Like he's got 3. Are the others like in your supplies and stuff, or
I guess.
does everyone have some? Or
I don't want any.
I don't want any.
I hang on to most of them unless someone else wants some of them.
okay.
I have the Spear of Corinthians.
I don't mind holding one. I have no reason to hold one though. But if someone wants to give me one, I'll take it. Definitely don't want one, guys. Just like.
I don't have my dice.
I just because the teeth still break even though they're in the handle of this thing.
There is a chance.
There's a chance.
Can you just?
So
Is there anything
It's a lower
special
chance.
about
Are
the
you rolling a
wheel?
D100?
What's that?
Are you rolling percentile dice?
I do when I roll to see if they break.
Oh, because I had the D100. It's really fun to
Do-
roll. I just wanted you to be aware of that.
Is there anything noteworthy about the wheel that we've been turning?
Aside from its massive size, which makes sense given that it'd be used by.
And it
creatures
does
much larger.
stop at both
Yeah,
locations.
yeah, it stops. It goes all the way there.
Okay.
It doesn't appear that it sticks anywhere or that anything like that.
Okay.
It's tungsten. We know your spear goes through it. Almost went through the boat. I mean, we have that as a backup.
Yeah, let's give it a little bit more thought, but I like the way you think, Cassius.
How bright are these lights, Clint? Like, do they emit a lot of light, or do they just
It's just a kind of a
just so
faint
you
red
can
glow.
see the color?
Yeah.
Can you describe the door again? It's a round door, you said?
The tunnel is a 40-foot tall arch, but this is a smaller rectangle that a giant or Lujgao could fit into, set into the center of the path, with a door with a frame and a larger wall going into the rock.
Okay, so there's no like carvings or anything on it?
No,
or
nothing like that.
just the 2 lights and the wheel.
Mhm.
Does it do anything if we both touch a light?
I think it's
Nope. House of Eyes.
I don't want to say we should cut through it, but we should.
I don't know what else we can do.
Yeah.
We tried turning
use
it.
one of
tried
the rotting
pushing
teeth
it.
of autumn like a credit card. just nick
gotta
the lock
jiggle it.
open.
It's stuck.
All right, I click on my spear again.
Okay.
Where are we at, Clint?
What do you mean?
Like, what are we close to?
The corroded coast.
On the far west side, there's ocean above us.
Yeah, you guys may very well be.
Wait. Are we at this right here?
No, this is not where you're at.
Okay.
I'll wait for it to get up to its maximum.
All right, it's burning hot. You guys are warm. Do it.
Yeah, like fucking Obi-Wan in the door and the Phantom
Yeah.
Menace.
Just fucking. It takes some work because tungsten is very heat resistant, but this is fucking cutting it.
It's
Just
so cool.
you're just carving
Domino's has a
away.
grin like, oh shit.
There is some danger from molten metal like flowing out of the doorway, but like you guys are careful and like
Okay, yeah, I do my best.
You're not just gonna
avoid it.
bathe in that shit. But you kind of just fucking. And the spear is having a good old time. You can see that eye just like, yeah.
I give it a nod. Just as I
Sorry.
really like that I have a sentient spear.
Yeah.
Kevin, I have a mushroom that eats me, so I get high. Alright?
So Kevin, or Domhnall fucking carves some fucking shit out of this door, and it takes a while for it to cool, but you guys can get through safely. And while he's cutting, you can like the piece that falls out, you can see the inner mechanisms of like gear-driven like bolts that lock into place. No real, like even though he cuts it out, the right portion of the door is still sealed together. But like the left portion, the part with the hinges and everything, just kind of, as he cuts chunks out of it, it just falls away.
Did we try pushing the door and not
We did.
pulling it?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys did it.
We tried pushing, we tried
Second thing that
pulling,
said.
we tried it again, closing it, opening it halfway. It
Alright.
the light did nothing.
How much do you like? Do you basically cut the door out?
I try to cut a sizable room for us to at least like hunch through. If we
Okay,
can.
so you're not just trying to carve out the whole frame or anything. You're just
No.
kind of cutting. Okay.
just a spot for us to get.
Just cut the whole door off.
Just cut.
Yeah.
You cut chunks through. You can see that the metal is like 2.5 feet thick of this tungsten shit that's super tough and super heat resistant. You get through. You guys step through into the new hallway. Everything's cooled down. Nobody burns themselves and stuff.
I'll go through first. Like, is the room lit or anything? Because I guess since I had this puppy glowing, might as well step through first and see what's in here.
It's still dark. There's not really any light in this portion of the tunnel.
I'll keep him lit then.
Okay. So, you pass through the metal door, walk for another half hour.
Oh.
The walls are the same, the floor is the same, the ceiling is the same. You know, we're back to rock now. It's not like the walls are still tungsten or anything. It was just that portion that was a wall running through. You're still being cautious. Nothing jumps out at you or drops you into lava or anything like that. You come to a spot though, a half hour into your walk, where there's kind of a shimmer in the air, almost like heat haze, but like not. It's not heat haze. It's like you approach it carefully, and like it's not super warm. It's not any warmer than the ambient temperature in the air here, which is pretty fucking hot because of his spear being out.
Sorry, guys.
But it's just this kind of shimmer.
Was there any? Did we notice anything like that when the husks attacked us on the boat?
No.
Okay.
When, like, can we approach it, or is it just like an illusion? Like, what happens as we walk closer to it?
It stays right there.
I learned
What happens if we stand inside of it?
fire?
Like,
And,
do you try to move into it?
Yes, I do.
It feels rock solid, like you're pushing against solid stone.
All right.
You try to move into it.
Yeah, I'll walk into it.
You walk into it, and you're wearing your black stone.
Absolutely.
It's like you're pushing through like molasses, but you are able to basically just
Just
kind of
close it behind me.
yeah.
All right.
It's slow to do it. Like you're being cautious right now, so you're moving kind of slowly, but you can tell that it's taking a second or two to reform as you move through it.
It's resistant.
It's trying to, but it's not working. He's able to get through it.
What if I prod my spear through it?
Which end? The hot end?
Yeah, the hot end.
Tunk. It stops right at the field, like you're pushing on stone.
Well, what if I flip it upside down?
It's like pushing through like thick molasses, but you can put it right through.
Sorry, buddy. And I click them off. And I follow Carney.
Okay. So you kind of just make a kind of sweeping motion and kind of like, you're basically just like you're the haft of your spear is an eraser, and you're just kind of like.
I can give someone my
Did
Blackstone
we just
shield.
walk into a gelatinous
I have
cube?
a shield.
Yeah, we did.
We may have. I just realized that.
We just what?
We just walked into a gelatinous cube.
A gelatinous cube would not be resistant to an 8d6.
And it would not
radiant
look like
damage
a
spear.
slight.
I don't know how your gelatinous cubes work.
They're actually
Gelatinous wall.
gelatinous cubes are actually
Gelatinous
indistinguishable
dragon,
from
yeah.
they're actually indistinguishable from water. So if you had a gelatinous cube and a thing of water,
how
you
thick
cannot
does this seem to be?
detect it.
Sheet of paper.
Oh,
Well, that's yeah. It was okay. I'm glad.
oh, I was getting the impression it was.
It's trying to resist you as you move through it. Like there's no like you're not like
Are you guys?
Is it like some like
Are you guys
wrap
through?
that kind of heals itself back up?
yeah. It's basically it's a sheet of cling wrap.
Okay.
Are you guys through?
Yeah.
Oh, is it just
Can
like?
they see us?
Is it a very thin layer?
Yeah.
Can we see
it's
them?
completely visible through
You're
it.
just like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a paper thin layer. It just takes
Okay.
the black stone of work,
I
a little bit of work to get through
call
it.
out
I
to
kinda
them
look
to
at-
see if they can hear me.
They can hear you.
I look at Connor. You all right? I'm all right.
Do it.
Come on through, guys.
I'd start cutting through with the saber. The Scarlet
Is my
Cutlass.
armor enough to get through? I mean, I also have the sword and the shield, but
No, because it does the field doesn't directly touch the armor, the plates of blackstone, because they're inside the armor.
It's times like these when I wish my character's intelligence score wasn't 10.
So can I, if they can't get through, can I like cut at it with the long
Yeah,
sword?
yeah, because
Blackstone
Herbert doesn't
long
have
sword?
any. Herbert doesn't have it. Like Kandar has arrowheads, but Metris
Well, I
and Herbert don't have any.
try to cut like a slit through it as well as I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, it takes some timing, but you guys get a system down where you're and like they step through and it
Hold
starts
like,
to heal.
hold like your shield on one side, his shield on the other, saber on the top, and make like a dwarf.
There we go.
And as you guys are doing all this, you see that there is maybe a pinky wide, thick gap at the bottom of the field between it and the blackstone walkway.
Oh, because it can't touch it.
Can,
what if we
I
broke
like try to pry the back end of my spear. Can I like lift it up?
It's like a garage door.
The spear pushes through the field
Okay.
it doesn't move the field, it just kind of pushes
Okay.
up.
It's magic.
Can you use
What
a
about if
normal
I
lever?
click on my spear and flip around the other end?
You put it down like a shovel under it,
Yeah.
it just stops. Like you brace it and like you use like Karnan as a lever and
gotta-
like it just.
I look back.
You gotta pull the string down, so you can pick it up because the power's out.
It's immovable by any man.
Gotta get the unstoppable force.
Herbert says, "I think this is magic."
Attaboy, Herbert.
That is a wise assumption, Herbert.
It resembles
Does Herbert have any trouble getting through this?
well, he has nothing that would get through, but like Karnan was like cutting holes and like people were timing it and stepping.
He said
through.
we
Okay.
basically like figured out a system that
Okay.
was efficient to get.
Apply blackstone because it doesn't heal instantly. It takes a minute for it to.
Okay. Like a bubble.
Literally
Yeah.
a minute.
No, not literally a minute. That would
Like
be
it's
ridiculous.
far away from the source.
What's that?
That's gone. I mean, I was just saying it's far away from the source, so it takes longer for it to like recover. Possibly.
So anyway, that's the second barrier. There are 7.
Oh.
Like a prismatic wall.
Yeah, remember when you guys broke my campaign with that?
Yep.
Or our level 20 session?
You're welcome. Hey, let's use trigonometry and a prismatic wall to make all this invincible. Because
So-
fuck you, what dragon?
You get everyone through the energy field and continue down the passage
Cool.
for another half hour. So you've been at this walk for about 7 hours. Maybe you stop to have lunch. Maybe you just snack while you're walking. Whatever. Everyone's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. This time you come to a barrier that is a door made of Luzhgao stone. Similar to the metal door you passed, this door has a wheel mounted in the middle of it, as well as a green light near where the doorknob on the lock would be.
Still up.
Let me make sure I'm describing this right. Sorry. So there's a door. There's a door similar to the metal door, but it's made out of blackstone. It's got a green light on it. Next to that is a blackstone frame. Like instead of a metal wall in the stone, there's a blackstone wall in the stone. On the frame is a red light. There's a kind of hemispheric, semicircle kind of hole in the stone near the black stone wall down by the base of the walkway. Like
a depression?
There's a, like a depression.
Okay.
And the ground in this area is littered with that black stain-like stuff that you've seen left in wounds made by the rotting teeth of autumn. And then there's a kind of corpse-shaped, like a 12-foot long corpse, like you can see like the shape of limbs, on the ground. And the corpse-shaped pile of black sand has an arm stretch out into the gap in the in the gap in the rock wall of the tunnel. There's a hole in the Lujgau stone, like jagged, scratched apart hole.
This is the first time we've seen anything like that, right?
Yeah, but Carrick Manos did say that you can scratch like the claws of an Eversion, which is what the rotting teeth of autumn are made of. He said from the god known as the Scarlet Queen. They are capable of scratching apart black
Does
stone.
this corpse look like it might have had those claws?
No, you can see like there's a clear impression of like the fingers and like if you don't know for certain that they're claws, but if they are fingers, they are super fucking long. If we're not assuming there are claws there as well.
Okay.
There's a very clear arm stretched into this hole with like 2 feet long finger piles of black sand.
Ugh, that's terrifying.
The Version were the ones that turned into the vampires.
The Lujgau version is called Vampire. The descendant of the Lujgau version is called Breaker. You guys saw Breaker back in Bois.
And those had the big, giant fingers.
Big giant talons.
Would it be a stretch for us to assume that it's a breaker?
No. If you were to float the idea to Herbert, Herbert would say, I believe you may be right. Now, there's this kind of gap scratched in the black stone, and you can see that there's bundled strands of copper about as thick as your wrist in there. Several chunks of the bundled copper strands are missing, like they were just like little circles, like similar to the circle shape hole in the rock, and there's piles of black sand like stuff in there as well, but no part of the big thick bundle of copper is actually severed completely.
Let's sever it.
What do you sever it with?
It's not that hard to cut copper, is it?
Right. I'm asking you for a specific reason. What do you use?
Well, I don't know what I would use, but I'm sure the party can have something. Right?
Don't use anything important.
Fair enough.
Does anyone hides his spear behind
Does anyone have some, like, rubber gloves?
Not especially.
It might be.
I noticed. Do you mention this to the party?
I mean, I guess. I'm not saying it's a good idea.
I toss you an obsidian knife.
It's definitely an idea.
How
Try
large
this.
is this
I don't know
bundle?
if it'll work.
About as thick as your wrist.
And is it like a bundle of like copper like strands?
I don't know if I
or
want
is
to do
like
it.
It's
a
probably
large solid chunk that's like kind of just cut into by.
No, it's strands. It's a bundle of like smaller strands.
Yeah,
There's
what
a
gauge
door.
is it?
I don't know. I'm not enough good enough electrician to tell you that kind of
like,
there's a-
like hair,
There's a depression
like
at the bottom
pasta,
of the door.
like pasta.
like pasta.
Like
There's a
how
depression
many,
at the bottom
How
there,
many
you
strands are together?
I don't know, enough that it's about as big as the whole bundle is as big as your
Fuck,
wrist.
that's like 4 gauge.
There's a
dude.
green light and
That's
a
a
red
lot
light.
of. That's a lot of amps.
This is where the depression is.
That's a lot
Yeah,
of
okay.
amps, homies.
And then there's a
Don't do it.
corpse.
It's got
Is it a medium-sized creature? Or
It's a
a
12
little-
foot tall creature.
Okay, so it's a very large corpse.
And he's dead right by it.
He is a pile of black sand like stuff.
Why?
And then-
All right. The first thing we do.
Yeah, like I guess I like.
And then there's
Touch
coils
that
at the bottom of the
corpse.
door, you said?
It's just sandy grit.
Dude, you guys,
Like,
it's got
does
some
it fall apart
form
like
of
sand, or is it?
electricity in
It's covered in dust. You disturb the dust a little bit, that kicks up. You disturb the sand a little bit, and it doesn't like hold its form or anything.
Wait.
It just kind of.
All right. I'm gonna.
Okay.
Why don't we
So-
try turning the wheel first?
So
Did we do
black
that?
stone wouldn't conduct any kind of electricity if that was what it was.
Where are the coils you said there at the
So
bottom?
I would use some
they're
kind
like
of
in this
stone
little hole
object.
here.
An obsidian
Oh, and
is
there's a
stone.
bunch of coils in there.
Well,
Obsidian is stone.
it could be some type of magical electricity that works differently.
Anything is possible.
Or we need to complete the circuit and turn the red light green.
And also, your character does not have this electrical knowledge that you do, Dave.
How do you know? You don't know shit about me, homie. You don't know me. You don't know my past.
I was an electrician before I became an adventurer.
But then I took an arrow to the knee.
Absolutely.
Actually, in this case, it'd be 220.
Jesus Christ.
Uh,
Not the bullets that kill you, Steve.
alrighty.
I personally would try to sever it somehow.
Yeah.
Well, do it.
I'm offering the obsidian dagger to anyone who wants to try. Dom will
Fuck
go
it,
if
yeah,
you
I'll
want to
take
try.
it.
Did we
Obsidian
try
dagger.
turning the wheel first?
No.
Go for
Why don't we do that?
You grab it.
Grab it.
I will do that.
It's already retracted back.
So that turned it on. Turn it the other way.
Yeah, what happens if we turn it the other way?
Does
Do we
the light
hear
change?
the same
It clunks
mechanisms?
into place.
It
You turn
clunks
it back, it clunks back out of place.
You said one of the lights were green, right?
Yes. The one on the frame is green.
Do they change when we turn that wheel?
Yeah.
Alright, I take the obsidian dagger and attempt to slice through the wire. Or the
Okay.
copper.
There's a shit ton of sparks, but it's stone, so nothing's transmitted up your arm. You sever it. The green light on the frame turns, well, it doesn't turn any color. They both go dark.
Does the door open?
The door doesn't open.
We'll try to open it now.
It just swings right open.
Bingo.
It does.
Like, if you've retracted the bolts already, you just push it and just...
How would that work if we use the
Smoothly.
metal weapon?
Huh?
How would that work? if we
Lightning
used
bolt
the
straight to
metal
the
weapon?
face.
So they had magnetic locks on them, basically. Like electromagnetic locks.
Yep.
Cool.
Which
That
is
is
probably the reason it was so bundled.
Cool. That's pretty sweet.
If Clint knows that much about
I don't.
electromagnets.
I was just assuming it would take a lot of
It'd
electricity.
be really cool is if you drop
Well, what
the
I
metal rod
assumed was
down
it would
there.
take a
goes-
shit ton of electricity to kill a luge gal.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Drop the metal rod down there, it would go and back up towards you.
That's pretty cool.
Also, we're dealing with super strong creatures, and it would need a really strong magnetic lock to keep it magnetically sealed.
We used to make electric motors in shop class by coiling copper wires around a metal piston.
I was making a
Turn
joke
around
because you
and
said magnetic, like,
How do they work?
no, like twice in the same. You're like really strong magnetic lock to keep it magnetically sealed. I was
I
like,
do have a tendency to
magnetically.
repeat myself when I like words.
So do I. Like, everyone makes fun of me. Like, 'cause I'm like the lumbering ogre lumbers toward each.
I do that all the time.
I'll separate it by
You guys
like
should
one
see this as a
word.
lumbering
You
ogre
guys should
do.
see what these scenarios look like when I first try them. Just run on sentences full of the same word. All right. So you pass through the luge gal stone door, and you find yourselves in a passage with floors, walls, and ceiling of black luge gal stone. Passage is the same size as the previous one, 20 feet wide, 40 feet tall, ceiling forming an arch. It's all just luge gal stone instead of just the walkway being luge gal stone. On the left-hand wall, about 15 feet up, spaced every 10 feet or so, are small hemispheres of glass. They're initially dark, but as you guys step through the door and approach them, they start to flare with light. Just kind of soft white light illuminating as you walk.
It's interesting because when the light is on, the door is open. Or the door is locked, I'm sorry. At least from our prior experience.
Yeah.
So the door wasn't locked as we walked?
No, it was locked. It's just the red lights indicate that it's locked. The green light. Wait, what did I do?
I thought they were green.
I forget how I did. I might have fucked up the color.
We wouldn't know this anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I made
The light went out when we cut the thing. I know that.
Well, the red and the green light both went out when you cut the power, which
Happens when you cut the power.
yeah.
Okay.
You journey down this tunnel for another 10 minutes. You come to a jagged hole in the luge stone floor. The hole spreads across the 20 feet width of the tunnel. and it's about 20 feet deep and about 15 feet long. Parts of the hole are smooth, like the holes in the wall were back in the stone, back by the other door. Parts of them are jagged, like digging into black stone you've seen so far has been jagged, but this is a 20-foot pit of black stone that is, parts of it are smoothly dug out, parts of it are jagged, like they've been clawed and that sort of thing. You can even see obvious claw marks from huge talons. You could probably climb up like if you jump down in it, you could probably have an easy enough time like climbing up without any like special harness or pitons or anything. The floor of the hole is covered with a thin layer of dust, and beneath that layer of dust is a whole shit ton of that black sand-like stuff you've seen. There's also this 5-foot cube metal box with a grate on the top of it, down in the bottom of the pit.
With a grate?
Yeah, it's like a metal. It's not like the dull gray tungsten color or anything. Maybe it's steel, maybe it's something else. You don't know. It doesn't look like it's corroded or oxidized or anything. It's just kind of this 5-foot by 5-foot by 5-foot metal cube sitting in the center of this pit with like a grate on the top of it.
Can you see inside of it?
No. You'd have to get right at it. Look at it. Or hang above it and look at it.
No.
So 20-foot chasm over a pit with a 5-foot, looks like a grate vent or something, box with the black sand around it.
That probably means something died down there.
I'm curious what comes up that grate or goes down it.
So he was black sand. I wonder if that was essentially charred.
Yeah.
That's my guess now.
Well, what do we got to get across this? They said there's claw marks on the other side.
What's up with people trying to jump over and then not jumping and then falling down? Hence all the black dust, sand below. That's my guess. What's going on there?
Is there any lip on the edge at all, or like on the walls, or does the pit go straight to the walls?
I missed it.
Is the pit like flush with the wall all the way on the
Yeah,
side?
yeah, it's flush with the walls. The sides are jagged in some spots, smooth in others.
And you said there's claw marks on the lip of the edge on the other side?
No, there are claw marks. Like there are claw marks. Like part of it was dug out by claws.
Where it's dug out by claw, is it all like?
Like on the other side of the pit?
It's not any single side. Like there are spots that are smooth. Like you've seen some of the holes left by the rotting teeth of autumn. Some of them are jagged, like the jagged claw marks in the other blackstone wall. It's not any one side.
That's just everywhere?
Yeah, it's not like any uniform pattern or this spot is complete. This side is completely smooth. This is completely jagged.
There are a bunch of trapped things here trying to get out.
Yeah. That's how it strikes me.
Where it's like scratched out, like, what do the remains look like of the wall before it was scratched? Is it all like the sand at like the same grain?
Looks like a dog dug a hole.
Yeah, but like, is it all like the same grain sand, or are there like bigger chunks?
No,
of,
it's all like
the rock?
little granules of black sand.
Okay.
How high is the ceiling?
40 feet out.
40?
What's across the pit?
More walkway. More tunnel.
I peer over the pit.
Okay.
Can I see into the grate at all, or do I have to be?
You either have to throw some illumination down there, or
Why don't we use the lantern?
get right up on it.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
use the
Yeah, we could use the
lantern.
lantern to shine down.
How wide is it?
It's
The box.
No, the
Or
whole chasm. Chasm.
20 feet.
It's 15 feet across.
Yep.
20 feet wide.
I mean,
And
can make that
24
jump.
deep,
Yeah, what's
or what?
what's
20 deep.
20 deep. Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
looking at the
my
jumping
16
rules.
foot ladder.
yeah? That's what I was just.
I remember now.
I take I pull another obsidian nap dagger, kind of a shitty one, out of my back pouch, and I try to throw it across the pit.
Okay. No problem. Just
Lands on the other side.
Can you rehash the jumping rules with us, Clint?
If you move 10 feet first, you can jump a number of feet equal to your strength score. If you jump from standing, you can cover half your strength score.
Okay.
How wide is it?
15.
15.
So I can jump it.
Okay.
What did we see when we shined the lantern into it?
I'm 18.
If you guys shine the lantern in it,
Or was that 12?
you can kind of make out.
No, you're good.
You kind of it's hard to make out, but there's like it looks like there's a rough square of like grayish metal with like patterns of yellow and like kind of like olive green on it.
Wait. Okay. So
That's in the vent.
That's in the metal box that's sitting at the
okay.
bottom.
So I'm gonna jump across the pit. Okay. To the left side, not across the grate. I'm gonna jump like the left side.
Okay.
So I do that thing. If that goes smoothly.
Yeah.
I'd like to either have someone throw a rope to me or throw my rope back to the party.
Okay.
And anybody that doesn't have the strength score to jump it can climb, through the, maybe climb across the rope. Maybe I don't think we can fix it to the black stone walls, but
No, that would be very, very difficult.
Does jumping require a roll, or is it just like...
No, you can do it. Your strength
your
score.
strength score.
So if your strength's 15 or higher, you can jump it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I jump
Is that
it.
everyone? I think that should be, we're all like fighters.
Has everyone got 15 or higher?
Herbert and Kandara can't jump it.
Okay. Well then,
Cassius.
two
I
people
jump
stay back,
I jump back.
and we all hold the rope on each side.
He said we could easily climb it, right?
If you were down at the bottom of the pit, you could easily climb it.
Yeah, we don't know what's
Do you
down
want
in
to
that
be
pit.
down at the bottom of the pit,
Didn't
though?
we shine the light down there to see what's down there?
A bunch of sand, black
Bunch
sand.
of dead shit.
A bunch of dead breakers.
Things die when you leave them in a pit.
But you just said a second ago, you
Us,
can easily
6
climb
feet
out.
creatures can easily jump out, but 12-foot breakers couldn't?
So basically,
That can
something
claw
killed
through
them.
Blackstone?
Yeah.
All right, I
That's why they couldn't
Logic.
climb up. They don't have fingers, they just have claws.
So, I think like 2 of us stay back, or 3 of us stay
They're too
back.
strong, they're just cutting through the stone.
That's the boring solution. I want to see what's going on down here.
Go
Go
ahead.
down there.
I mean, not like that.
I mean, the,
Well,
the
then you
box
don't
has,
really
like-
want to know.
Herbert does say, "I wonder what's in the box."
I'll lower you down,
box?
What's in the box?
Oh yeah, we never said it, but this is session 9 of the seasonal arc. The title of this scenario is "In the Houses of the Holy."
Houses of the Holy.
I don't think.
House is plural.
I wouldn't nominate one of the NPCs
I want you to enter
for
the Holy
going in
of
that hole. So I prefer to take the boring route.
You can sit on my fully.
Drag
Is
him
this the
across.
first holy?
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm assuming Kandara and Metros can just jump across,
Kandara cannot.
Oh.
Herbert cannot.
And Cassius cannot.
Yeah, I'll stay. I'll go back to the other side or stay on the other side, whatever, and help hold the rope.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys get a system. It's Herbert is a little hard to get going. He's not very strong. He's very
Well,
old.
we can time.
But you guys get him across safely. Nobody falls to their death.
Tied around his waist, not his neck, guys.
All right, now that we're safe, let's further examine this hole.
Let's keep moving.
What do you want to? How do you want to examine it?
Fine. We can keep moving.
Can you reiterate what we see on the other side of the pit?
Another 30 minutes of walking.
No, it's only 10.
Oh.
Okay. So it's just, I mean, it's nothing. There's no obstacle in our way. It's
No obstacle in a way. You think like with the illumination from the wall lights, it looks like there's an opening down there, and it opens up.
Is this
Into
the
a larger
first time that it's been 10 and all the other ones were 30?
No, this walking to this pit was 10 as well.
Oh, okay. And they were both 30 before that?
Yeah, and then there was 6 before that. So 7 hours and 20 minutes of walking.
okay.
So all right. You guys leave the box where it lies.
I kind of
I
want to
don't
investigate
like
it
that you
because
say that. Yeah.
it may clue us into something later.
No,
Don't go in there.
I kind of want to go in there
Um,
still.
And I think that is a good point to pause it until Jacob gets here. We'll take a break. Outputs.
I guess this is that.
Pause. And we're back. So you walk for another 10 minutes. And the Luge Gao taupe stone tunnel you're in opens up into a massive chamber, and now you're here where you are. The chamber is massive and has several notable features. It's utterly silent, smells faintly of ozone and burning dust. It's pretty comfortable temperature-wise. This right here is a huge metal dome, like a kind of like a steel-colored egg, almost like an oval, cylindrical kind of.
Let's go into the ground.
No, it just rests against the ground. I mean, maybe there's more structure beneath.
But like, I'm like, is it like a half egg or is it like a full egg?
Half egg.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
That's what I was confused on.
Coming from the top of the dome, and it's not super tall. It's like 150 feet tall, which is still kind of tall, but it has a huge metal pillar column kind of thing coming out of the very top of it. Kind of comes together like the top of an egg, and then there's a big metal pole basically coming out and rising up into the air, and it's kind of got like copper and silver cables all over it and hooked to things, and you can see faint sparks of electricity on it.
It's a transformer.
The ceiling is kind of in shadows, and you're not really sure how it's doing it, but it seems almost like there's faint illumination coming from the floor, or there's something generating light somewhere in the area, but like everything is faintly illuminated except for the ceiling, which is kind of completely in shadows. There's like a 15-foot tall door right here on the big metal oval. It's maybe 8 feet wide. It is metal, has what looks like a handle on it, like a standard like handle pull open, but it's got a bar, a big thick metal bar, and two like arms holding the bar in place, like to prevent it from being open. Now, these guys, these rows right here are big steps. They're not like 5 foot tall steps. They're more like 3 foot tall. Still kind of a pain to get up, but not impossible. So it counts as difficult terrain when you move up a tier.
Okay.
All right. These 20 guys represented by the copper pennies are these 5 foot tall, kind of copper looking humanoids. They basically look like they're just copper dudes. Like some of them are damaged. They look pretty fragile.
Kind of like terracotta warriors.
Kind of, but thinner and more fragile looking and made of copper. Like you can see, like they don't have any like facial features or anything. They don't have any musculature or anything. But you can see spots where like their paper thin copper outer layer is like damaged or torn or gone, and you can see like copper struts and cables inside, like forming bones and muscles and that sort of thing. And they're just kind of standing like completely still, staring straight towards you guys. And like I said, they look only vaguely humanoid and they're very fragile looking. Oh, burpee. Sorry. This guy is much different. This guy is made out of silver. He's about 6.5 feet tall, standing completely still, looking straight ahead. Isn't damaged, doesn't look fragile. It's a little more artistic looking too. Like the limbs and torso are all solid silver. but they've been sculpted to resemble a muscular human body. When I was describing it to Kevin, I used like CGI Spartan abs, from the 300, like that kind of look to the chest, like very well defined pectorals and a six-pack and that sort of thing. Its face is this kind of smooth orb of silver, and it's got this like red light running across where like eyes would be. No mouth, no ears, no nose, nothing like that. Just this band of red light. And you can see like running down like tail from its back to the floor is this thick copper tail that looks a lot like the copper in the wall from the door that you guys cut and opened and that sort of thing. So this big bundle of copper wires runs from its back down into the floor.
From the silver guy?
From the back of the silver guy, yeah. And you can see tendrils of electricity coursing up and down that, mostly up.
Does it have like a spool on it, or is it just like a solid?
It just looks like like there's an element of elevation and an element of distance, but it looks like a copper tail that goes down towards the black stone floor.
It doesn't strike me as something that has reach that it could move around type thing.
It's really hard to say at this distance and at this angle.
Okay. Oh, I'm below it by quite a bit.
Yeah, each of these steps is like 3 feet up.
Okay.
So you suspect that it doesn't allow a lot of freedom of movement. It doesn't look like the cable is super taut, but it kind of does.
Not an extension cord on it.
Right. Where are we here? And like I said, the copper guys and the silver guy are completely still. There's no noise. Everything's covered in dust, including most of the copper guys.
33 feet.
Oh, okay. Would anyone like to make an Arcana check?
Probably not the right person for that.
I'll make one, but I don't.
I think my
Last
Arcana's
Herber?
like 2.
Herber tells you, I suspect these are golems. These are incredibly rare. You don't ever really see them anywhere in used as guards. They're much too difficult to create. The studs used to animate them are very, very difficult to. They have such broad effects. The effects, the studs used to animate golems have such very broad effects that it's hard to get them to combine in a way that creates a golem out of a statue or piece of metal or stone or whatever that you're putting them in. And it's even rarer to get one that will loyally follow commands.
Any idea what would force them to animate?
It's hard to say. It could be anything. It could be attacking them. It could be trying to steal. It could be breathing wrong.
Are studs still tingling?
Yeah. Your studs are all still tingling.
Since we've walked in here, right? Or what?
You guys are still in that entryway there.
Yeah. Well, how long have they been tingling? Since the first time you mentioned it, or has it been
It's been days. When he first, on the second day of your journey, which I think is the 2nd of the month, it's now the 4th. So for 2 days or so, 2.5 days. When he first unveiled.
Not that I have any, but.
Right. When he first unveiled the skull turd and it drew the attention of the husks. Shortly after that is when the studs started tingling.
Domino clicks on a spear.
Okay.
Draw my sword. But gonna enter the room, but I want to go out there. Is that acceptable to you?
Yeah, where are you?
I'm right there.
The second you step out of this entryway,
Okay.
and I'm gonna allow it. You can keep moving. That's fine. So put yourself wherever you want to move there within your range. You step out of the tunnel and into the huge chamber, and a wave of motion spreads to the copper guys. They all kind of shift back and shift over, almost like they're standing at attention and doing parade maneuvers for a military.
Okay.
And you hear this staticky kind of metallic voice echoing around the room. It says, "Mortals, I am," and here it says something that sounds kind of like Hoken Ahemos, but you're not sure and you have no idea how the fuck to spell it. But it goes on to say, in your tongue, depending on context and errors in translating the language of the gods, it means guardian or perhaps jailer. I prefer to call myself the guardian. The ancient orders of the gods compel me to inform you that you should leave here, and if you do so promptly, no curses will follow you or your descendants. Will you do as the gods wish? And nothing has moved except for those copper statues, but you really feel like that red light across the silver one's face is just like, I'm looking at you.
So we're here for another artifact, right?
You're here to speak to the Eyesman to possibly find a way into the Font of Shadows via the shadows of the source.
Well, I'd like to just tell the inanimate voice, that disembodied voice, that we're here to seek wisdom.
You will not do as the gods wish and leave this place?
Donald steps forward and interrupts specifically and says, "We are here to save the gods."
Well,
The only god we know of that remains is in eternal slumber. We're here to save him.
Does this one speak for the rest of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
River and Gandar mention so. So be it then. Step forward, mortals, and stand before me to answer my questions 3 to prove your worthiness to enter the House of Eyes. And the copper statues, or the copper guys, move more steps back.
Move me up there next to him too.
oh, yeah,
I'm
go.
2 swords.
Anyone else?
I see no reason to stay back.
You are this guy.
Yeah.
This is Turok, right?
Yeah. We'll leave him here until he shows up. That's fine. You guys move forward, and the echoing metallic voice says, "Mortals, I regret to inform you that I have lied. You must not enter the House of Eyes. So say the gods." And there's a brief pause as the copper guys move to attack. The commands laid upon me do not force pursuit. You may leave at any time if you wish to do so. And now we're in fight.
Okay.
I was really hoping you guys would approach closer.
Oh. That's fair.
That's okay, though.
We've learned our lesson, clearly.
Yes. Good boys. Good boys.
What would you say? I turned on my spear when I said I did.
Yes.
What would you say my radiant damage starts at?
We'll go with, we'll start at 5d8.
Okay, that's very generous of you.
So, as he finishes speaking, you guys see a massive surge of electricity up that copper tail on him, and it kind of flows over his skin and like collects at his hands, which are now glowing like lightning.
This is normal.
All right.
And we are at the top of Cassius.
I don't want to go between the copper guys, but I'm gonna move as best I can to the side here.
Over
Yeah,
here?
this way. So I'll just do triple
10,
move
20, 30,
and do another 30.
10, 20.
Oh. Keep going this way.
Oh. That's 30, I think.
30, and then another 30 for my dash cunning action. Okay.
Well then, Cassius.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have like 3 turns before they get up here. So.
Domhnall.
All right. Now, when you were describing these copper golems, you mentioned paper thin skin.
Yeah, they're very fragile looking.
What would you say your understanding of electricity is? Scale of 1 to 10?
Minimal.
Okay, we're probably pretty safe.
Oh god. This is so dumb, but I think I want to try it.
Do it.
Okay. So I proceed
my
to
staff.
I proceed to throw my
Oh boy.
radiant spear into the first line of them, attempting to at least.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. All right. Make an attack roll. You're just going after the copper ones, right?
I guess I'm at the weight roll damage because that's a 10.
Versus AC?
Yeah.
Oh, that misses.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
You're throwing your spear.
Yep.
So, your spear, we will denote your spear. I need something I can use as a spear. Okay, that's broken.
Here, you can use my other unpainted mini.
A tooth.
Wow.
Goes there.
What a kind and generous DM you are. I would have put mine into the egg if I was DMing.
Oh, that's much better.
That's much better.
So now your spear is... It kind of... Well, no. It doesn't penetrate. It kind of goes through the copper guy's legs, smacks against the blackstone, and kind of rolls down to be here.
Okay.
So,
It's a sword of bone and flame that is a spear that is being represented by a sword.
Yes.
So Turok's not here. So Kandar is Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
What?
Kandara's Jesus.
No. Hey! Oh, fuck you, Kandara.
She's collecting the apostles. That's her.
Oh my god, that's us!
Your reel is up. Kandara fires a blackstone arrow off, and it's fucking gone.
Are you going for his cable?
Yeah.
Your reel is up.
That's gonna hurt.
All I know is if I were a golem, I'd definitely try to pick up the spear that was just thrown at me.
You don't know what you'd think if you were a golem.
Maybe he doesn't know what side to grab.
That's always possible.
Doesn't matter which side he grabs.
I double moved.
Okay. That brings us to Metris. Metris ready's in action. And then it's the silver guy's turn.
Kind of wanted to wait to see what they could do before I approached any of the copper ones.
Yeah.
'Cause there's a lot.
Copper down is a big test.
So there's this high-pitched whine of energy as it brings its fists together, and there's this clap of thunder, and a bolt of lightning surges down this arc of into these three copper guys, and 3 bolts split off and come for Cassius. Make 3 dexterity saving throws.
Cassie's dead.
Do you have Blackstone armor? No, you got a weapon. Never mind.
He's gonna catch you with the sword.
I don't think does Blackstone conduct electricity?
No.
I would
No.
assume it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
That's why I'll go in front.
My lowest is 20.
You get to sit on the
Lowest is
side.
20?
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you wearing leather?
I'm wearing studded leather, but it's
It's
got
studded.
it's got bones for studs.
You take 4 lightning damage. And 5 lightning damage.
Hellbent.
And 7 lightning damage.
4, 5, and 7.
Yes.
Okay.
How do the golems look after they've just had a lightning bolt shot through them? Just completely normal.
At the site of entry, the copper's a little melted, and at the site of exit, copper's a little melted.
Okay.
Corroded. Doesn't
Well, so
conduct quite
keep
as
using
well as
them.
it used to.
Will destroy themselves.
Anybody
We
got
should
any
take
salt
lightning.
water?
No.
And on that
There's a ton of it over us.
Maybe we cut a hole in the ceiling.
Canathar's turn.
There's a lot of salt water over us somewhere.
It is water, and there is salt in it, but it has additional elements.
That's okay.
I'm just saying, if you wanted salt water, you could flood this chamber.
Didn't I tell
In a
you I
few
picked
days.
a bucket up with salt water before I came down?
It evaporated in the lava.
Do you ever
Carried
use
it
that
the whole
little
way.
Tupperware of acid? We still carrying that?
As a bonus action,
That actually might make it worse.
I pull out my
Pretty
mushroom
sure silver
guy.
and copper are opposed.
What are you rolling?
You
for
take
this?
2 acid damage.
Okay.
To a seed.
And then I'm gonna run as far as I can into the middle.
What?
It's not the best idea, but someone's got to do it. It's a straight path.
Are you double moving?
Yes.
Every time they cast lightning bolt, it's gonna hurt themselves, so we're gonna wear them out. Everyone just gather in the
Actually, no,
middle.
they're both positive. So
What's
what
that?
do you think it was? I was looking if silver was positively or negatively charged. Because acid would have made it worse.
That brings us to the copper guy's turn.
If it was nickel, that would be fun.
It's magic. It doesn't work like normal lightning.
Oh, they do move. That's interesting.
We knew they moved, but we didn't know if they moved
Away
in
from each other.
unison.
Critical hit. With one of them. It kind of
By some
batters
sort
you
of
with
program.
these fragile-looking metal fists.
Some sort of
Okay.
pattern.
But
I guess they just
If you knew move, they moved a certain distance.
independently.
the critical hit deals
What?
9 bludgeoning damage.
Well,
Oops.
9 bludgeoning.
1,
Yeah.
2. Someone's getting fired.
Another
the
one
silver guy.
kind
He's the
of
one
clambers
messing
up
it up.
next to you.
no matter where he stands, it's not even.
Does
Big charge
a
chase.
19
No
hit you.
mistake is your fault. You just pass it down the line.
You guys were supposed to go one more.
5 bludgeoning damage from one of his fists. Batters you with some copper fists. Another critical hit! The others miss.
That's so exciting.
9 more bludgeoning damage. That's you, right, Chase?
Yeah.
One guy runs at Canathar, smacks him with 2 metal fists. Does a 14 hit you?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No.
Interesting.
That guy attacks Domhnall with 2 fragile-looking metal fists. Does a 19 hit you?
Yes.
Does a 17?
Yes.
Okay. You take 5 and 5 bludgeoning damage for 10. That is Uriel. 21 hit you.
Oh yeah.
15.
No.
Okay. You take 5 bludgeoning damage from a metal fist.
Man, I wonder.
actually immune to copper-based attacks.
What is
Some of my
everyone-
class teachers.
What do you guys have for studs? What kind of
Nothing.
studs do you guys have?
Thaumaturgy.
I'm with you, Dave.
Healing word.
I've got no studs.
Is any thaumaturgy you have?
Yeah, that's it. It's useless here, trust me.
Sure.
And
Just hit out in the beginning and be like, "This is the god of winter
it's
speaking."
basically just like
There's some guys coming.
slight
let 'em in."
magical trickery.
Does a 21 hits you?
Yes.
And how about an 18?
You said the mushroom thing gives me +2 temporarily, right?
Correct.
So I'm at 19.
Okay, cool. So you take 5 bludgeoning damage from a metal fist that flails at you.
Well, you said you have what? Healing word?
Healing word.
that
I've
the
also
one
got the
studs
skull
with?
lantern.
Skull lantern.
I
Yeah,
guess I have a
cheers.
stud in my weapon, but it just gives it +1 magic damage.
Right.
Okay.
21
Yeah,
hits
it's
you.
studying my weapon
Right.
too. But
Me?
21 hits Canathar. Right.
Yeah.
So another 5 bludgeoning damage.
oh no, I don't like that. They're farming.
21
Yep.
hits
Oh, sir.
Cassius. 5 bludgeoning damage.
I would avoid staying in between them.
Part of me
'Cause they're
kind of
gonna
wishes I
work
still have
like-
my fireball stuff.
Work like chain lightning.
That's all the copper guys. It is now Karnan's turn. And these guys have all readied actions.
Of course I have.
Kevin,
What?
did you know that copper was the first metal to be used by humans as a tool because it has such a low melting point, and you have a staff of fire?
Oh, I understand. I tried to throw it through them.
That's fair.
I burned through a tungsten door. I'm not
Okay.
really too concerned with these guys.
So
I know,
I would assume I can get here, right?
but you just
Right.
Yeah,
Clint?
yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna make a swing at it with my blackstone.
sword.
So it's also like pretty
Main
good.
attack roll.
Does a 12 hit him?
No.
Okay. Does
Wait,
a,
does it 12? No, 12 doesn't hit.
does a 17 hit him?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna. Fuck that. Okay. So we'll do 15 damage.
All right. You bring your blackstone longsword down. Maybe the blackstone is disrupting it. It's whatever's animating it. Maybe it's just the weight of the blackstone. But you bring that down and it splinters into pieces.
15 damage.
Let's see if my spear thing would work. It
That was
wasn't
max damage.
awesome. I rolled a 3.
Just goes through the whole line.
That was my attempt, yeah.
Glad I didn't spend.
Or my intention, not my attempt.
First blood to you guys.
Um,
Nope, not to you guys. I hate you guys.
Wait.
first.
Do I have any movement left, Clint?
It would be 20 feet to get up those 2 steps, and you used an action, and however much it took to get to the steps. So
One.
I don't think so. You need 10 more movement to get up the.
Okay.
So you can move side to side once.
Oh yeah, you can move side to side once.
I can't get in front of that other copper one. That's what I'm wondering. Okay. So I was gonna use an action. Okay.
Back at the top, we have Cassius.
Okay, so I'm gonna do my ranger robe thing and do the whirl of blades and hit the 3 between me and the silver guy.
Okay.
So yeah, the first 3 there.
Okay.
The first one I got was a crit with the Scarlet Cutlass,
Okay.
and you said it does something on a
Oh
crit.
shit! I wish you'd hit something other than these guys. Damn, that sucks. This guy turns to black sand.
Okay.
I just.
Okay. The next one did. Was it 5 plus 16 damage?
These all hit AC.
I got a 20, a 19, and an 18.
Okay, alright, yeah, those all hit.
Plus 7.
Okay.
So I got 16 damage and 16 damage.
Okay. These both just fucking fall apart. Just a rain of shattered fragments.
Okay.
Not black sand.
Not black sand. And
Well, there's some blacks if you're incorporating the teeth into your.
But it
limits,
didn't fall
there's-
into a pile.
They did not fall into a pile of black
Of
sand,
black
but
sand.
but if you're striking with the teeth at all, little bits of black sand are falling out.
okay. And that's my turn.
Okay. Domino.
So this is where Domino learns that his spear is like Mjolnir, right?
No. it's
Okay.
not.
Then. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. Can he retrieve his spear from here?
Yeah.
Or does he need it? Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. He brings his hand close to it, and the blade dims like that molten metal look retracts a little bit.
Where he grabs it.
Yeah, just as he's grabbing it, he can feel the heat lessen as he grabs it and picks it
Okay.
up, and like the eye is like, "Come on, dude."
Yeah, we got this now. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna attack the one directly in front of me, the one closest to Kyle that I can hit.
This guy here.
Yes. And I got a. Come on. 25 to hit.
That hits.
6, 14, 15. What else? Good. 20.
Molten copper goes everywhere.
Okay, yeah. Alright. A lot of damage. Molten copper. Yeah, that's cool.
Alright.
Could you hand me the rest of those D8s, please? It should just be the blue one. I've got 3 here. I don't see any more. Should be. It should be 3.
Yeah, I got 3.
Okay, yep. Fire 12, thank you.
Alright, that brings it to Turok is not here, so it's Kandara's turn. She tries to have Domino's back, fires at the guy there. Motherfucking... I can't roll when I'm rolling for her. I got a critical
You
failure.
only need the one.
I can only
Your reel's up.
I swing at this one with a 21, and then I forgot my damage. I think it was like 8.
Total,
I'll just go with 8 damage.
factoring your
It's
strength
probably a little bit lower.
and the +1 damage. Wow. It still splinters apart.
And then
What are you doing?
I move 5 feet. I guess that's 10, but doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And then I got a 14.
Against AC? That's a miss.
All right.
Alright. Metris is up. I think. 10, 20. Takes a swipe at that guy. No, it's not gonna hit. Okay. That means it's the silver guy's turn.
Silver Surfer. Oh boy.
Brings his fists out. There's a wine of energy. Shoots it straight at Canathar. And then a bolt splits off. Strikes Domhnall, Karnan, and Cassius. Reflex saves.
Do I get any bonus for having my
Your shield?
buckler?
Yeah, you have advantage.
Stand in your shield.
19.
It's a dex, you said?
Yeah, it's a dexterity saving throw.
17.
So that's considered a spell.
Yeah.
18.
Okay, so I can add my
Yeah.
shield's AC.
18.
18? Okay. You take 11 lightning damage. Did you...
8. But just a second. I had 8. Okay, that's only if I succeed.
I got a 19.
And you got a 17, and you got a
8.
8, okay. But you have resistance because you have a shield and are wearing the armor.
Blackstone armor.
Yes. So you'll end up taking the same damage. So that's good. Convenient.
Isn't that?
That's the save. 11.
Okay, that's not that bad. The three of you take 6 lightning damage.
Okay. I just would have been able to resist it if I had saved because of the shield mastery.
And that brings us to Canathar.
That's my turn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take one swing at the one directly in front of me,
If I get my turn.
hitting for 23, I think. Yeah, 23. Well, that's it.
AC?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 23 hits.
Okay, and then I have +2 strength, right? Or is it
Yeah,
just
+2 to strength related and dexterity related ability checks, saving throws, and damage rolls. And attack rolls.
4 + 10, 14.
Okay. Splinters apart.
Okay, and then I'm gonna use my second attack on the one to my left.
Okay.
Another 23.
That hits. Hello,
And,
Arya.
Another. I don't even think those rolled, honestly. Another 14.
Your left?
Yeah.
Okay, that guy goes.
That'll be it for me, I guess.
Okay. Alright.
I need to use my action search.
That's Canathar. Let's keep anyone. Copper guy's turns. Oh, okay. The copper guy on your butt completely misses.
On me?
Yeah.
Okay.
One guy attacks Metris and gets a hit. So Metris takes some damage of the 5 bludgeoning variety. This guy runs up to Karnan, takes 2 punches with its fists. Does what's your AC? Does a 17 hit?
No.
No. Okay. The one next to Canathar takes some swipes, punches at him. 21 hit.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other one is a critical failure, so that's fun.
So 5 damage.
Yeah, 5 bludgeoning damage. And the next attack on this guy will have advantage.
Alright.
Domhnall, the one next to you, takes an attack. 21 hits, right?
Oh yeah.
5 bludgeoning. And that is... Uriel, yes. Couple swipes against him. Misses. That is the copper guys. These guys, ready actions. And it is Karnan's turn.
Alright, well, I'll just take a swipe at the one next to me. So an 15 hits him.
Yeah. No, 15 does not hit him. 16 hits him.
Okay. I got that then. Oh shit. 8 damage. One right next.
Splinters apart.
Okay. I'm gonna use my movement and
Straight up? Or?
yeah, straight towards the one next to Domhnall. Yep. I'm gonna act.
You have an advantage on your attack against him because you're flanking him.
They fall apart. We want to wait our action search.
Yeah, I would.
I'm gonna use the rest of my movement as far as I can go towards the silver guy.
It's just one more, I think.
One more. All right.
And back to the top with Cassius. Unless you had... You good?
Actually, no, I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to push that one right there next to me.
Didn't you already make an attack this round?
That's a bonus action.
Isn't it?
Shield
This is
master.
Shield Master.
Oh, yeah.
That probably doesn't happen.
I always forget Shield Master.
Yeah, there's not a lot of builds that have it.
It's not bad.
It's not a bad feat. It just there's not a lot of people that pick it up.
Yeah.
Everything else is like Sentinel, Polearm Master, Great Weapon Fighter,
I don't remember
Sharpshooter,
the intricacies of shove.
Magic
What?
Initiate.
You can't actually do it. When you take the attack action, you can try to shove a creature within 5 feet of you.
It says if you take the attack action.
If you
on
take the
your turn.
attack action on your turn,
Doesn't
you can use a bonus action to try to shove a creature within 5 feet of you with your shield.
He's within 5 feet of me.
But it
Was
wasn't
you-
when you made the attack.
It doesn't specify that. It doesn't say when you make an attack.
It
It
doesn't.
says if you make an attack on your turn. You're the DM. I'm just
There's-
arguing. Raw. I don't know.
Are you
how that
taking an
works.
attack action right now?
I did on my turn though.
Are you taking an attack action right now?
I made one on my turn. That's,
Are you taking an attack action right now?
No.
Then you can't shove a creature that is within 5 feet of you.
Okay. That's not how the text is. But that's okay. You're the DM. That's okay. It's good. That's all I got then.
Can you read it to me, Corey?
Do you want me to?
Yes.
If you take the attack action on your turn, comma, you can use a bonus action to try to shove a creature within 5 feet of you.
Does
with
it
your
say
shield.
on your turn?
Yes.
I might be on his side. If it didn't say on your turn, I'd say that.
He's the
Since-
DM. He can rule
yeah.
however he wants.
Fair enough. I'm just saying.
I would agree how it's worded.
It says take it on your turn.
What's your read?
I'm abstaining.
I mean, common sense, I would say I would have to
Either
follow
way,
the attack.
it's
No.
No,
Your,
you guys-
your,
you
your
guys-
initial thing was no, so I'm.
You guys
I'm
have
with
you guys have made a valid case. The popular opinion is that it works. Do it. This is not me being butthurt
Well,
and caving.
I don't
Do
think
it.
it changes
Shove
the
it.
fight that drastically
No.
anyway.
Well, it could in the future though. So if you really don't want that
I-
to be a thing,
I don't feel like it's that big of an impact
it
one
could
way
be
or
in
another.
the future though.
It's possible, but right now I am saying, let's do it your way. Go.
It didn't matter. It's a 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it, okay.
What do you mean?
I love this game.
I'm just saying it's a 2. But I'm just.
I have my interpretation of the rules, but you guys have an interpretation too, and it's all valid. I have the ability to say no and tell you guys to fuck off, but I'd rather us talk about it a little bit before we make
I
decisions.
would say how it's worded, it does allow it, but like common sense, I would say it'd have to
Yeah.
be
That-
following the attack.
It's a case of rules as
Uh-huh.
written versus rules as intended. I don't think it will have that big of an impact one way or the other.
I think I could see it both ways though. That it's.
What if he shoves the final boss off a cliff?
It'll probably levitate right back up and eat his soul.
I can only hope.
But okay. You can shove.
Well,
All right.
I'll pull Reddit up on that and see what
Yeah.
their
I'm going to look it
what
up
some
too.
people's
The
takes are
the
on
almighty DM.
The almighty Reddit.
I'm wondering if it's already been at.
I'm assuming it has because
Sage
it's
advice or
kind of
anything.
vaguely worded.
Because I could see how it's
Jacob and
plausible
Atticus.
even after you moved again.
But all right, Carnan's turn is done.
You're
We're back at
shield
top of
master.
Cassius.
okay. Question. Or actually, does my stud, if I were to use healing word, is that still casting at a 9th level?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty.
Please roll a d100. Where's the d100? I roll a d100. Give me the d100. Where's the d100?
It's in that same drawer.
It's in here.
Roll it on a little pad, because otherwise I'll roll forever. Or wherever.
I don't like this.
I love it.
Is that a fucking 1?
That's a 9.
Oh.
Got it. Thank you. I can do macros. Fine. Cassius is poisoned. At the end of each of his turns, make
Should
a
be obvious.
Constitution saving throw. Alright.
So I cast healing word. I get 24 hit points back.
Okay. And healing word's a bonus action.
Yep.
So you still have your movement and
And
your
I-
attack action.
I had crit the other one
Okay.
again.
Turns to black sand.
So I didn't even roll the. And I'm gonna move to the top of the staircase, but I'm gonna stay just in this row here. So call that my turn.
Okay. Domino.
If I shift back one, do I have advantage? Even though we're on stairs? Or no?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And
Oh.
It's like a real war room.
I mean, it's actually a really good advantage because, well,
21
He's
to
attacking
hit.
uphill.
it's fine. What's that?
21 to hit.
Oh yeah.
A lot. 5, 6, 7, 11,
You get hit
14.
by a shower of copper.
17, 18,
I'm
26.
just listening to him roll at this point.
I was trying to read for you
34.
where the point was that it was.
41 damage.
Just molten copper everywhere, and it looks really cool too, because it's the physical force starts to like shatter it, but the heat just like as it's shattering and flying apart, it just becomes molten metal. It's a really cool effect.
I give the eye a glance and a smirk, and I look to the silver golem, and I kind of yell, "The gods demand our passage!" That's probably a mistake.
It kind of the red light on its forehead looks at you, and it's like, and it says in that staticky, echoing voice that comes from all around you, "The gods are dead."
Then why? Okay.
What was the DC of that con saving throw?
15.
I got a 15.
So,
Okay.
no, the shove attack cannot be taken before the attack. But listen to this whole thing. The first bullet of Shield Master feat is, if you take the attack action on your turn, you can use a bonus action to try to shove a creature within 5 feet of your shield. Jeremy Crawford has changed the rules on this recently. In early 2015, he posted on Twitter with the following. As with most bonus actions, you can choose the timing, so the Shield Master shove can come before or after the attack action. He has, however, reversed this in a post made this week. Clarification about bonus actions. If a feature says you can do X as a bonus action, if you do Y, you must do Y before you can do X. For Shield Master, that means the bonus action must come after the attack action. You decide when it happens afterward that turn. So I'd say yes, he still can,
Okay.
based on that rule.
All right. Cool. Sounds good.
But I wonder if there's. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's pretty
You
specific.
just need
This
problem
keeps coming
solving
off.
text.
It should. That's right. I don't know if it.
Everything
keep
looks
it,
like
I
it's
need
seeing
to try
okay.
to secure them better somehow.
Got some tape.
Got text.
Jacob ever text you?
Yeah, Jacob said he's not coming. So he's tired.
I figured that's how it was gonna go. That's okay. Bye, truck. Okay. Where were we? Dom just went and did something cool. Truck's not here. Kendara! Fucking.
Kevin, that's what happened. To the
Actually,
last one you hit.
Kandara is going to attack this guy that's all twisty and vulnerable from getting a critical failure on his attack roll against Kandar.
That's a thing.
She rolled a 1 and a 6.
Here, I'm gonna give you some new dice.
I cannot hit to save her life with her.
Here, look, these are Kandara's new dice.
No.
It's because she's not dead.
Okay, that was fun. You're real.
For the sake of the party, I insist.
22 hits,
Yes.
and then 9 damage to the one right next to me.
Is it a clock in? I don't think it's. I
He split us apart.
think it's a clock in.
10.
I just counting my. I'm trying to get my turn ready.
Absolutely. Gotta go. Yes. How it's solid, I don't know, but hey. whatever.
I'll end it here.
Okay. Metrius is up.
That's how. It's always the answer.
Takes a swing against the guy. God fucking damn it. 14. He whiffs. Which brings us to the silver guy.
Domhnall's eyes are still locked with him.
Do we have a ruler or something with the feet? Like a distance measurer?
I do have a ruler. Shit.
I'm 30 from one of the copper statues there.
That sounds not great.
Yeah, they're an inch.
It's not gonna work. You're gonna have to. It's gonna be like 1.4 per square.
I can't get it to work. Okay.
See, if that's a nice DM, I would have just said, fuck it.
So this is Karnan.
Yep.
He brings his fists together, and that lightning bolt wine hits Karnan, jumps to Canathar, Domhnall, and Uriel. Everyone make reflex saves. Okay, so you take 7 lightning damage. That's factoring in the resistance.
Does that have? So
That-
I failed the check.
No. Oh, you're right. 4 lightning damage.
So can I take a reaction to take no damage if I succeed? That's a shield master thing also. If you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yep, that's fine. You're good.
Nice. Do I take the same amount of damage?
No, you'll take different damage. You...
25.
25,
19.
19.
Wait,
I
I'm
did
sorry,
a dexterity
22.
check, right?
What?
22.
22?
I was doing my
Oh, I
attack
do have
roll for
advantage.
some stupid fucking reason. Is that one done?
Okay.
With advantage?
I'm just big dum-dum.
That looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm impressed with it.
10 lightning damage.
Yeah, that's good. The bottom
10
is
lightning
really
damage for Domhnall.
Okay.
20 lightning damage for Canathar.
Ouch. But that's because I cured. I didn't wipe off all the resin before I cured.
Can't tell if you heard me or not.
That's why that was
Right.
there. So.
I don't think you heard me. 20 lightning damage for Canathar. He heard me now.
That's a lot of damage.
Every time
Someone's
you
gotta
eat
run
it,
right
you
up
should
the
up, you should up it by 5.
Chase, if you save the next one, you still go down.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry. Cassius is about to run up there and
Or
save
if
you
you
all.
just set him free.
He's gonna hit him real hard, get a third critical hit, and just disintegrate the boss.
I didn't get a third critical hit.
Oh, sad face.
Actually, Clint, I didn't calculate the +2 from my drugs, but I think 14 doesn't matter anyway.
No.
Didn't think so.
Alright. Silver guy went. Canathar, it's your turn.
I think that's over this round.
It is. Do I get it for the rest of this round?
You get it
So
for the
use
first round that you initiate it, the second round, and the third round.
So this
That
would
is
be
the
the
third?
third. Yeah.
Yeah, it expires at the end of this.
Okay. So I'm gonna hit the one next to me, I guess. So might as well finish it off.
Hey, you should use it again.
17 to hit.
Hits.
Shitty thing is I can't get to him.
Yeah, I know. He's
11 damage, slashing.
Splinters apart. You cut it apart and it goes everywhere. Sparks, fragments of copper.
Move and then action surge,
Okay. And then
so I can start weighing on him.
All the ones around him have action ready though.
Clint,
That's okay.
would
Just
you
say no.
define me
I have
as
no idea.
I
a
haven't
friendly
taken a lot of
character that I
damage
can
from
see and
Soul.
hear?
You come over
Depends
here.
on the context. What you're trying to do.
Oh, no.
Actually, no. I can just use my second
Should
wind.
I
Never
throw a
mind.
hand
Yeah,
axe?
better
Is
it
cactus
needs to work
friendly?
this time,
Is
I
it
like.
sentient?
What?
Should I just throw my hand axe a second?
Does it count as a familiar?
I think you can throw this one.
I can just use my second wind, so it's 1d10 plus fighter.
What's their throne table?
That's a d8.
I think it's 30 and
Hold
60.
It's the copper guy's turn.
Oh
26.
no. I heal for 10.
So it's the same damage either way.
Oh, interesting.
Wait,
21 and a natural 20.
Yeah, both hit.
Okay.
Yeah, both hit.
The game does not want me to be alive.
Someone
it
else
does not.
needs to carry the fucking chalice.
9 bludgeoning damage and 5 bludgeoning damage. So 14.
Ouch.
This guy moves into this position.
Good thing you used healing word last time.
This guy moves into this position. These 3 ready actions.
My plan doesn't work anymore.
Neither does mine. I actually have to change my turn here.
This guy takes a swipe at Metris. That would be 18. What's his AC? I haven't had to use Metris' AC yet. 18. It hits Metris. Metris takes another 5 damage. Metris is doing fine. And that brings it to Karnan.
Man.
Oh, I'm gonna walk up to the one right in front of me there.
Okay.
Where's your? Oh, thanks. I'll slide it. There.
I think our best bet is just to stay
sorry.
back and wait for these things to come to us, guys.
Just take my attacks against him also. Yeah, that's a crit. I'm pretty sure I'm high enough level for that to be a thing, isn't it?
I don't know. It's the thing you have to take, isn't
Yeah,
it?
improved critical. I got it. Yeah, he's crit.
It's gone. It just comes apart.
Dave not having improved critical, I can't see it.
And then I'll take the rest of my moves towards the silver guy. I've
Okay.
moved 1 square already.
So that's 10, 20. There? Or there.
Shift me. Yep. There you go.
Okay. Oh yeah, you don't want to be right up next to that guy.
I don't want to be in front of him.
Right.
Well, I don't know if he's got some kind of a I-beam forward thing, so. Yeah, he does. Might buff out, but who knows. I'm kind of curious if we kill all the copper ones if heat falls down. We'll see.
I really.
It's
Something
usually the other way around.
Something falls. It's your turn.
Something
Okay.
falls.
That makes
I
me not
got
want
a
to kill one of
22 to hit him.
Makes me not want to kill him.
The guy in front of you.
Yep.
Okay, that hits.
I mean, he could be
17
what's
damage.
Gone.
controlling them.
He probably is.
And I
Be logical.
cast Healing Word again on myself.
Okay. I'm not going to use that because I don't like how it rolls every
Or actually, I'm going to open the lantern to a beam and point it, try to get me and Karnan in the light. I forgot he's damaged. too.
Kanathar.
Or Kanathar. The 60 foot.
You're kind of aiming it at yourself and get it.
Yeah, I'm just going to like try to do that.
All
So
right.
it's 60 feet of bright light. It is 2d8 plus 5.
Donald takes a reaction to get in behind that line.
So you're this one?
Get up in
Are you
that.
this one or are you this one?
Is that how you say it?
He's that one.
Get up in that.
You're the brown?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 14 healing hit points for you.
Okay.
For me?
Yes, both of you.
Oh yeah, I could if I could hit Domino too, then
Donald?
Would you like to be smoted with healing word?
Am I able to?
Yeah, 14 hit points.
Oh, all right.
You are smitten.
And you already lost the
Oh,
poison
you're not
condition.
feeling great.
I have
Yeah,
the
the
poison
14
condition
helps.
still unless I saved 15 at the end of that turn.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But okay,
It's gone.
alrighty.
Yeah, you weren't feeling great.
I can fight.
Anything else?
Does
Sorry,
anybody
hold on.
else other than Domhnall have Blackstone
My turn,
weapons?
all right?
Yes, it is Donald's turn.
10, 20,
I'm gonna
30.
move, but I'm just
Double move. 40, 50, 60. Debating on action surging.
I've been like-
Not on a movement. I can't.
No.
gonna move to
I
here.
wouldn't do it. Does anyone other than Domhnall have Blackstone weapons? Good. I would only attack them with Blackstone weapons.
Got a Blackstone
I
sword.
have a bone
Blackstone
rapier
shield.
too. But
That conducts electricity.
Can't action.
In this world.
barely. I know that from putting EKGs on people. You can't get a fucking EKG worth shit over a bone.
There we go.
Fair enough. It's low. That's low amperage, so it's pretty high voltage.
30.
Yeah.
I'm a double move. 40, and then 50. Does that count?
I can
Or
tell
is that
you, I
is
have
that
to
level with
educate
this? Or is
It's
it-
moving
at least
up.
once a
Okay,
week.
So,
Don't put the EKG over the bones, please. Put them near them, but don't
Right.
put them over them.
You move one more then, right?
yeah, I think so.
to hit 6.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get up nice
'Cause
and close.
If you want to, you don't have to, obviously.
Get up
Yeah,
nice and close.
No, yeah, well.
Oh, stop it.
He's gonna like fucking thunder wave us all down these stairs or some shit like that.
Gust of wind.
The thunder wave studs are in its fists. It's got to hit with them.
I'm done.
Okay. Metris. Metris, can you please just fucking kill this guy?
I'm guessing no, but look by that look.
No, he hit him! He hit him! Metris got him!
Got him.
He's going in for more.
Metris! Oh, it's the silver ice storm. Shit.
Oh, well.
I don't like that he said shit.
And from your angle, Cassius, you can see that the copper tail on him buries itself right into Blackstone.
Right over there?
Cut the copper.
Not over, like right in his square, like right behind him.
Oh, okay.
Like it goes right into the Blackstone.
That was my plan initially, but then when the guy moved in, I couldn't without.
Cut the copper.
Yeah.
Without cut the copper.
Well, without having to cut him down and heal.
Cut the copper. You can move full speed now.
I've been able to move full speed. I have 3 movements a turn if I go and sacrifice everything because of the cutting action and the...
Oh, right.
Damn shit.
Oh, I'm just saying you're not slowed down by difficult
I'm squishy
terrain.
as fuck, but...
You're not slowed down by difficult terrain is what I meant.
But I am mobile.
Actually...
He kind of looks over at Cassius for a minute, but like... It's almost like he's having analysis paralysis. Eventually he brings his arms together and just shoots a beam right at Karnan. And then it jumps to Domhnall, Metris.
No. That's me. I mean, I got healed twice, so
Okay.
I'm better off than I was the last time I got
Okay.
hit.
I was here, but I was like, maybe if I move back, I'll be just out of range.
I mean, I could aim it at Domhnall and then I could hit all 3 of you and not harm Metris. That'd be pretty nice.
No.
Metris deserves to get hit because he can't hit anything else.
You can hit me.
That's true.
You said Metris was doing
It's
pretty
okay.
well. So.
Metris fails the saving throw.
So you need to save from all.
Yeah, Canathar, Karnan, and Domhnall.
11.
Oh no! A 1 and a 2.
Alright.
It's an 11. Not so great.
Not so great. That's 18 lightning damage reduced to 9.
That's a lot of lightning.
14.
9 lightning damage. Yes. 9 lightning damage.
Go upstairs then.
I wasn't.
Oh, you're wrong. That's just...
I was like, who the hell are you talking to?
Metris takes 9 lightning damage. That was my favorite
I
person
can
most.
still hug you for giving me Blackstone. Or just like, you know. I mean that in a really loving way.
Yes, it is pretty sweet.
For this particular encounter.
Dave is always anti-magic, and now he has armor that is anti-magic.
Perfect.
The ideal
Oh,
campaign.
that is silver guy. Canathar.
All right.
Hey, how are ya?
Hi. What's up, puppy? What's up, puppy dog? How you doing? Oh, look at you all trimmed up nice and proper.
I just rolled all 6s for my...
Nice.
I
I'm
had
going
5 with
to-
D6s, so it's 666.
Use a bonus action to re-up,
Alright.
and then
3 acid damage.
forgot about that, but not a big deal.
Puppy dog. Alright, who's that?
Then I'm gonna go 10, 20, 30. And then I'm gonna dash 40,
Attack of opportunity.
50. Oh, that's fine.
15? No, 15 doesn't hit you.
So I stop there. And then I use... If I miss, I'm gonna be mad because I'm action surging.
Section urging.
You're too excited.
Well, I'm on drugs. Come
I'm
on.
talking. He's over here shaking.
You're mellow now.
I rolled a 16, and that's plus 11 with the drugs, I think. So 27 to hit the little one in front. First.
Oh, the little one in front? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't roll damage, but
It's fine. They only have 1 hit point.
yeah, I figured.
They're minions.
Yeah.
We haven't not killed them.
One of the really good things that came out of 4th edition.
They only have 1 hit point.
And then I
Yeah.
can.
That's why I was so sad when he got a critical hit on him.
Oh.
I've been
You
trying to
actually-
figure out what this
he
thing
let you
does,
add up
but
that
I
damage.
never, like, the crits I get,
Yeah,
it's like, oh, it turns over. Or,
It's entertaining.
you gotta
And
heal
then-
somebody.
I'm going to use my second attack. Do I just hit the silver guy straight up? I think I'm going to.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Damn. I can't do anything with that.
So I roll my damage in the, or it's just
It's
1.5 times.
Plus your modifiers, yep.
What did
Yeah,
they,
so it'd be 12 plus 10, 22. Slashing.
not to play devil's advocate, what were their ready to actions?
Oh, yeah. I readied actions with those 3, didn't I?
Yeah, they've been readying actions the whole game.
Oh, well. Fuck it.
I thought it was part of his lightning attack. Like they
That
needed to
was-
be grounding rods or something.
I thought so too.
What did you?
I
thought it was
hit
going to be
him
like
for
when you
22
come in
with the
close.
crit. With slashing.
They just all shoot lightning at you.
I'm so mad. I would fucking. All right. You do some damage. Your blade sinks into it, and like it's all solid silver. There's like it doesn't expose internal.
So I hit him
internal-
as hard as I can, and my sword's just stuck halfway through him.
Yes, pretty much.
I'm just like.
You get it out, but like there's no internal mechanisms that you can find or anything, and like there's no. It's not like sparks are coming out of it, but like there are tendrils of black.
Is there a reaction? Or is it just like I cut into him and he stands completely still?
Well, I mean, like he moves a little bit from the force of the
Yeah.
blow, but like there's no like, ow.
There's no actual damage dealt.
And as you're retracting the blade, like to pull it out of the silver, like you'd see like tendrils of electricity, like
Stitching it back together.
not
Or jumping, like
jumping between the edges of the wound,
Like
and you can see
arcing.
like the silver kind of like smoothing out a little bit.
Mhm.
No,
What?
nothing. Somebody.
What?
Nothing. You're good.
What? I gave you Blackstone. Fuck off.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. All right. Anything else from Canathar?
I don't think I can do anything.
I don't think you can either. That was a good. That was a good first
More
hit.
like Cantathar.
Cantathar. I used a dash to get up to him and a bonus action, and I crit him.
Copper guys. No, this guy attacks Canathar. 18? No, not 18. 18 doesn't hit you on the drugs.
Just barely.
It does barely hit you?
No,
or?
just barely
Okay.
doesn't. hit me.
That guy attacks Canathar. That doesn't hit. That guy goes for Karnan. Doesn't hit. Not every attacks. That's fun. Alright. Karnan's turn.
That didn't feel good. Alright, I know I'm going to take an attack of opportunity, but I'm going to slide past him.
19 hits you. 20 hits you, I mean.
Yeah.
20 does hit.
If you're just sliding
Yeah, if
one
you're just sliding
space,
up one, you
it's
don't
not
take
an
it.
opportunity.
No, I'm not. I'm going to keep moving.
Okay.
Okay. Then you take 5 bludgeoning.
I'm going to do it again, so we might as well roll it again. Might as well roll to hit me again.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go buy another one.
17 hits you? No.
Okay, so I'm going to end up there, Clint.
Then you wouldn't take another opportunity attack.
Oh.
Well,
If he would, if he moves up one more to get advantage.
yeah, that's
Okay.
going to happen. So I'm going there. I'm going to take a swing at specifically aiming at the copper.
Oh, wait.
The
What?
copper
The cable.
cable behind him.
Oh, okay. Alright. Make him tackle.
You know what? I'm gonna reroll. I'm gonna roll left die just for crits. Okay.
And giggles.
Does a so 25 hits.
Yeah.
Does a 20 hit?
The copper cable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's fucking max damage. 14. So 30 damage.
That's what sucked with the
Well, that's
tongue.
upsetting.
The chain devil.
The cable just, you take a couple strikes, sever the cable. Sparks flying everywhere.
What happens?
Nothing.
Is he still moving?
The electricity collecting in its arms dims a little.
Just a little.
A little.
Still got some there. Alright.
He's on Blackstone.
Yeah, he's standing on Blackstone.
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't drown off. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I'll action surge. Let's fuck him. So we're gonna use that. I'm gonna take attacks again. Oops, it was a 12, I believe. So 19 hit him.
Yes.
Does a 17 hit him?
No.
Oh fuck. Okay. 15 damage. Let me roll left die on this with. Okay. Does a 19 does hit him?
A 19 does hit him.
Okay, so that's another 12 damage. Spend a luck die. I'm done.
Oh,
Sorry.
I didn't use any of my superiority die. What am I doing?
Alright, I'm gonna move in
Ooh, I should try to
to
push him.
here.
Alright, hold on. See what happens.
Oh,
And I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna do my first attack with the saber against the golem.
Stuck to the floor.
I got 26.
The silver
I
guy?
guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
Stuck though because
16
of the
damage.
Be interested if you can still move.
16 damage?
Yep.
Clint did say that earlier. He said it. You like get the feeling that his cable like restricts his movement.
Yeah.
So now we can fucking
22
move.
versus the
I just fucked
copper
this.
guy.
22.
No, he's
Well,
like fucking
hopefully no
Ultron.
more lightning,
Okay.
which was like the
And
big
the
think
golem is
that-
17.
he was. That's where he was
Okay.
getting the electricity before, which was like helping
Right.
him heal. But now that he
Um,
doesn't have access to that, we can
anybody
cut him
He's
off.
injured
like a
right
big
now?
capacitor. He's
Huh?
still got
Is
charge.
anybody
Yeah,
injured
once it's
right now?
used up, it's gone.
I mean, I am, but
We're
I'm
not getting
not.
source
I'll point the
anymore.
light towards him.
What's up?
I'll point the lantern towards him if it's still
Down.
on. Yeah.
And you probably can't use the lightning attack anymore.
He's a capacitor. He's got a little bit of charge left, probably.
20
You don't know
points.
that.
He's still
20?
sparkling.
Yeah.
He's still
Oh,
Alright,
sparkling.
I'm almost back to full.
That's my turn.
Alright. Donald.
Thank you, guys. Yes. I'm going to move up to here. And I'm going to attack Silver Surfer.
It's IP.
20 to hit.
It's
If man. Like man. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
That's disappointing.
I've never seen it.
You have advantage too, don't forget, Kev.
I rolled it.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't roll advantage against him. Oh well, that's my own fault.
You did, you just spent less points to do it.
No, I would have hit with the other one.
21, 29, 36 damage. 37, sorry. Radiant.
You blind all four of us as he is made of silver.
When silver covers your allies.
Yeah, magic items change the game.
You have melted whole, like, chunks of his torso away, like molten silver is just running off of him. And he appears to be one solid piece of silver.
You should have chopped his hands off so he can't clap and shoot lightning at us.
I will make that note next time.
Well, I already thought
Next time we fight a
Ours.
silver electrical golem.
He is specific to his hands. So
No,
like,
Kandar.
he's only used his hands, so it
Did you
can't hurt.
seriously miss the hit?
Yes!
slap his wrist right then though.
Metris!
You can
Metris! Metris, clean it up!
I was just waiting for you guys.
Silver guy!
This could be fun.
Multi-attack.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Is it a melee attack?
against Domhnall.
Oh, yeah.
19.
Hits.
All right. Make a strength saving throw.
18.
Fuck you. You take 9 bludgeoning damage and 4 thunder damage as a blast of thunderous force tries to knock you backwards. But you're too strong, too bold. The silver guy whips around, strikes at Cassius with a thunderous fist. It's a 16. And he heals a little bit.
My AC is 16.
Oh, cool. Make a strength saving throw.
Can you not see the mug, Clint?
Fuck you.
Can you not see the mug?
That's the whole purpose I put that on.
I know! It's right there! It's right there, buddy. So you take 9 bludgeoning damage and 4 thunder damage as a blast of thunderous force impacts you when it punches you. So it's a dual combo. You're getting punched by a big metal fist, and also there's an explosion of thunderous force. And he heals for a useless... This little cut from like shrapnel from one of the copper golems on his toe just like seals
He
up.
grows back like a toenail.
Just seals up. Oh, poor Guardian.
Sorry.
I told him.
Canathar.
Yeah, that is true. We did tell him.
The gods are dead though, like he said.
Then why is he trying to protect him?
They don't want people in here.
So that was the order the gods gave him.
I'm just gonna.
Now you're all gonna be
They're
cursed.
dead now. What do they care?
Big
This poor guy's
meaty
just doing his
slap
job.
of-
You know, we're assholes. We didn't just try walking by the fucker. For the record.
17 does not hit, correct?
He kind of started that though. He
Yeah.
shocked us first.
Second
Yeah, he
attack.
did. He literally said, he's like, I lied. Hey, bitch.
That's true. He did say that.
30 hits, though.
30 does hit, Jace.
Oh, just barely.
30 definitely hits.
It actually tied.
It tied.
11 slashing damage. I rolled a 1.
Wow.
I rolled a 1.
I rolled
This guy's in
a
rough
1.
shape.
1.
The parts of him that aren't melted are dented and
You
torn.
have something here.
He looks
Gotta
he looks
find
like
out
he looks like the T-1000 after it's taken a couple shotgun blasts. That's what he looks like.
Okay.
Whose turn is it?
Uriel?
Copper guy.
Copper guy. He just falls on his fists. Commits suicide. I don't know. He fucking attacks Domhnall. He doesn't know what else to do.
Feelings. Nope, he does not.
Karnan. Did Canathar go? Canathar went.
Yes, I rolled a 1.
Oh, that's right.
And the DM 1.
Okay.
Same deal. I'm just gonna swipe
It
at
could
him.
be better.
Swipe at him with both my attacks.
I appreciate the effort.
19 hits him.
Yep.
14, 21, 23 damage. He has 24 hit points, doesn't he?
There's 1 hit point left. If you'd like to finish him. If you have a means of finishing him.
Domino retroactive
Can
reactions
I-
are just.
Can I,
I've got a means of finishing if you don't, dude.
well, I mean, I don't.
Is it a critical hit?
No.
Fuck you.
It could be a critical hit. It was a 19.
I mean, yes.
So if I push him into someone's sword with the shield,
I don't know
If
how
you're not
hard
gonna
you
kill
can
him,
push.
move on so someone
I
can.
can't kill him.
Okay.
I don't have
Can you
action
put him out of
surge.
someone's
You
reach?
know what? I'll spend a luck
You
point.
give him
see
an
if it's a
opportunity
crit.
attack.
Go.
I'll spend
You're
my
up.
last luck point.
Oh, yeah. That's okay.
Because it's crit fail.
You don't have to spend a luck die unless you use it.
Why does that have to critical?
Well,
He
he
wants
wants
to see what
it
his
see what
blades
it does.
do.
Oh, you can roll it and then
Because
choose to use it.
Which is so ridiculous.
The
Isn't it?
reforged spear and the
Well,
Scarlet's
otherwise it'd
Cutlass
be worthless because it's only 3 die.
both have special effects on a critical hit that they haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that'd be pretty terrible.
I got a 20 for the lowest roll.
That hits.
You basically get
Any
inspiration
damage
3
against
times.
it.
got skipped.
You get 3
Not sure
free
when-
inspiration.
And I had only now learned how to love.
Did he say that?
Things.
Does he say that?
No, he says save John Connor.
Balling if that's the case.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
He says go save John
Oh,
Connor.
I should have played him more like Bender. I was gonna play him like HK-47 off of Knights of the Old Republic. But then I was like, no, he's an agent of the gods.
If he
When
would
you
have
were-
been
well, then
better,
you doing that?
humans, though.
I thought for sure you were gonna do the HAL 9000. I'm sorry, Dave.
Oh yeah.
You cannot be in here.
if you'd
So
have played him like
I must
Bender, I'd
kill
have had
you
a
now,
problem with killing
Dave.
him.
What happens to the last copper golem? Is it still
I
fighting?
think he's
no, it's done. It's done. It falls over.
So,
It just falls over. It doesn't even.
It's like
so, shit.
I mean, I don't want to tell you how to do your business, but you should probably drag the big silver corpse away from the electricity.
I think
How?
that sounds like a good
Just
idea.
like
I
by
start
eye, how much
swirling,
do I think he weighs?
swirling him around with my spear.
He turns into a puddle of silver and then electrocutes all of us because it contacts the copper again.
Could
Thanks.
All right.
Molten silver still can go.
Well, now what do you guys do?
I guess walk over to the big egg.
I search the silver for some valuables.
Careful, it's
Can
molten.
we? I mean,
Oh, can
Are
I
those
get my
golems
fucking
dropping
Blackstone
studs?
sword?
oh, it's kind of a
molten
joke.
silver?
I feel like I'm gonna take molten damage to my hands.
Hey,
I mean, you could to disguise
You're
it.
gonna be like fucking Peter Dinklage.
and if any fucking vampires are in this fucking campaign,
You dig through its remains.
right?
And like there are like
Van
like
Helsing.
silver and copper
stone
components
sword.
in it, but they're way deep inside,
Mhm.
and you're having a hard time.
I mean, isn't it
Search
solid
They're
silver?
vampires, but they're
Like-
not,
Most of it
like,
is, but there are
vampires.
components.
That sounds
in
pretty
like-
valuable to me.
We could take
And
silver
there's a
damage.
lot of silver, a lot of copper, a lot of little black rectangle
So you're
bits,
saying like
and
the husks?
some kind of like bits of like not.
They're not really.
You don't have the words for what it is, but
vampires,
it's
though.
greenish, brownish, little like wafers of it.
Yeah,
I'm
they're,
gonna
they're
take one of
vampires like the
those.
husks are zombies.
One wafer, one greenish
true.
brown wafer, please.
And it's got little etchings of like silver like geometric patterns on it. And
Are there any studs in this thing?
do you want to dig through the remains?
Yeah.
I think all the golems have a stud because he said that's how like they're made.
That's how they're made now.
You find out the same stuff Kenneth had found.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what's his name? I'm sorry. The book guy.
Herbert.
Herbert, thank you. Does he know if husks would be maybe take increased damage from a silvered weapon? Are they like
No,
vampires?
it's unlikely.
Is there anything
He
in
doesn't.
this?
The vampires have died out long ago.
So there's nothing in this world that would be like excessively.
I mean, some people are allergic to silver. Also, I think you should remember, for Blackstone to do its job, it has to touch magic. If you cover a Blackstone blade in silver, it is
A
just
silver blade.
just a heavier blade.
You can put silver rings on it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going. But
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
no,
Yeah.
it's cool. I'll just. I think my Blackstone.
I mean,
blade's
it'd be
pretty-
cool.
It worked well with the skull.
It's pretty badass. I'm gonna keep my Blackstone blade
That's a good
badass.
point. I forgot about that.
I'm gonna stick.
But yeah, like Blackstone takes paint very well. Like,
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it work still?
Yeah. Well, it's just like for it to cut through magic, it has to touch the magic. You know, there can't be anything between it and the magic. But it'll even if you paint it up like that, it's still going to be immune to teleportation magic. Because teleportation magic takes all of it, not just the exterior. Like
Would it bring the paint with you?
you just end up with this like little foil silver cover. Like you could use telekinesis to grab a silvered blade and move a Blackstone blade that way, but you couldn't teleport it because that takes all of an object.
Someone could fuck with it if I did that to it. Probably gonna.
So, I don't know. There are pros and cons to using Blackstone weaponry. Does anyone else want to search the molten,
No.
semi-molten corpse?
Do the golems have studs in their remains? Or no?
They look like they're basically just a copper like framework of struts with hinges like points of articulation. You have no idea how they would ever get up and move.
Kind of like the Golden Army from Hellboy 2.
There's no gear works. There's no anything.
Bimetallic switch.
Hmm?
They're a bimetallic switch.
I don't know what that means.
Energize them, they move.
Oh, okay.
It's like your thermostat.
That would have been really creative if I had thought of that.
Oh, damn, that would have been good. I do that all the time.
So, I think we probably head for the door.
Yep.
Or do you want to just...
There's not that much left. If you guys don't mind going a little longer.
20
and
minutes, 30 minutes?
At least that much left.
Okay.
It's your call.
It's late, but...
We could animate the copper constructs now and make them do the thriller.
All right. You come up to the door. The door is big and metal. It's barred. You poke and prod at it a little bit. Do you unbar it?
Yeah.
Can we see inside
What's
the dome?
what's
Or is it like...
What's the bar made of?
Metal. I don't know. Probably iron. Maybe steel. Probably steel.
What's the dome made of?
Metal.
I'm sure you said it. But
It's like steel colored metal, so probably steel.
Cut a small hole in it and we'll peek.
The
Or there's
whole-
just like a ton of vampires
the
on
whole
the
door
side.
is-
I'm going to try to open the door
The
first.
whole dome and the door. Do you unbar it?
Yeah.
Okay. You unbar it, and you can tell that it's barred to keep inside.
Oh, okay.
But it swings out.
Oh, okay.
And Dominus Rex, we're fucked.
Hey, I'm gonna...
A bigger
Can
silver
you,
guy.
can you hit us with... How much...
The room is safe. This room is safe. Don't worry.
How often can you use your thing, your
The
lantern?
light thing?
Yeah.
Just, it stays
Always.
Can you hit us all with
Clint,
light then?
on. Yeah,
I've
we
never
can
met a dangerous room.
turn it into whatever and
The room might be safe.
we
Can
stand
Its
we-
contents may not.
Can he heal us all up, Clint? Is that what is
This will be the last use of
But
the
a housing
lantern. It has been close to 8 hours since
Yeah.
you've had this little lava coal.
That's fair.
This will be the last use of the
Yeah.
lantern.
Okay.
Well,
Whatever.
how's everybody?
Got enough to blast everyone once with it.
Okay.
Why don't you just heat up some metal and put it in there with its staff?
12 healing for everyone.
That's a really good point.
Does it
Pour some
absorb?
molten metal in there.
Does it just absorb the heat,
Yeah, that worked.
or does it absorb?
How many hit points did you say?
Like what happens?
Oh.
Like when you put something hot in the chalice, does that thing just disappear when it's?
No, it just cools. I mean, like if you pour boiling oil in there, the oil will be eventually consumed by the fire. The lava, the semi-cooled lava that you've dumped in there has now cooled and has formed a nice, like it's like the bottom of a pot of chili after you left it on a heat source all day.
I believe
Like,
that's called a
I was
conker.
looking for like something that's mostly rock because like when
yeah,
the
I
spider had
know
already
it's
been
fine.
like-
I'm just kidding around. It's fine.
Oh, it's okay.
I understand what you're going for. I'm just
I
being
didn't
silly.
want. I just specifically didn't want to pour like something that's gonna
No.
stay in there.
No, you've covered the skull with a thick resinous of igneous rock. Another artifact destroyed. Good job, guys.
We rock.
He said he wanted us to find the artifacts. He didn't really specify what happens after we do.
You enter the steel-colored egg building, and as you pass through the doorway, you can see that the walls are several feet thick. The interior chamber is maybe like 100 feet in diameter, 150 feet tall. So it's not so much an egg as it is just a dome. I don't think of that. So it's a dome. You can see that there was the metal pole exiting the top. It at one point was a column in here, but it's all like hacked apart and it's missing chunks, and like there was a chunk that's on the floor that was against the floor, but now that's all black sandy stuff.
Clint.
The
I just realized, is this the first time we've seen like electricity being used?
Oh yes.
I mean, there are lightning spells and such.
Well, yeah, but
But-
like it was being used in a semi-mechanical way.
Yes, this would be the first.
Okay.
Like in your heads, you're assuming this is all just magic.
Okay.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
So there is that big column, but it's mostly torn apart in here. On the interior of the dome, it looks like there were all these like bits of copper cable and glass and like glass panes and stuff framed by like metal. Most of those are all shattered to pieces. There's glass everywhere. There are metal countertops, like kind of forming a circle around where that big metal pole would have hit the floor if it was intact. Everything is just shattered, clawed apart, covered in black sand-like stuff, sparking bits of copper. The whole room is just torn apart. Ruin of glass and metal and sparks.
So the only thing in the room is the column.
On the other side of the room, opposite from you, are two sets of metal doors, like door, and there's a very visible like crease in the middle of them, like the panels slide open.
So they're open.
They're closed right now, but there's a very visible crease in them. Like, oh, it looks like you can pry those open.
Okay.
And then as you bring, because there's the only lights in here are like sparks and stuff. But as you bring the spear in more, it illuminates more, and you had the lantern on briefly, it illuminated more. You can see that there is a little metal panel on the wall between the two doors, and it's got a little button on it, and you can just make out the shape of an arrow pointing down.
It's an elevator.
My theory.
What?
I said this just seems like Fallout New Vegas meets Skyrim, and we've just forgotten about technology. The Font of Shadows just a vault. There's magic in the world, but
There's a bunch of luge cow in there, like fucking using laser guns and shit.
there's death claws in here.
I poked the down arrow with the butt of my spear.
Okay, there's kind of a faint whirring noise. The button emits like a little soft yellow light. And then the two sets of metal doors open with a ding. And like you look through them, and they're like little chamber, little metal sided chambers with like a metal railing in them. They're clearly designed for creatures much bigger than you, so you guys fit into them easily. And you look around, kind of peering in, not stepping in, being very careful.
A very small room that seems to not have another side. Is that what we're seeing?
What do you mean?
It's an elevator, but we don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's an elevator.
Yeah.
But you don't know what to call it. But it's a big elevator to fit like luge gao and giants and stuff. And to the left of the doors, looking inside, you can see a little button with an arrow pressing down, pointing down, and then another little button with two arrows pointing towards each other with a line between them.
I pressed the one that looks like a dome with a little thing sticking up on the one side, and it's flat.
Would you guys like to go on an elevator ride with me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which elevator would you like to ride in? It's totally not relevant.
Sounds like it's.
Do they look any
Let's do
different?
left.
I was gonna say right.
I was gonna say I'll
I'm
do
good
the
with
right
left.
elevator.
You said it first. I'm fine either way.
You guys want to split the party?
Half may survive.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm going right.
Going right?
I'll go right because that was my instinct.
I'll race you guys and take the stairs. No,
I'll go left.
it doesn't matter.
Left.
Left.
Okay. Kandar, Metris ride with you guys. Herbert rides with you guys.
Oh, I was like, oh no.
Crap, he likes Kandar on Metris better. I changed my mind.
So you guys, you press the down button, and you wait a couple seconds, a couple more seconds, and a couple more seconds. Eventually the door shut with a ding, and you take a nice smooth ride all the way down, maybe 100, 200 feet. It's hard to say.
Do we realize we're moving?
Yeah, like it lurches into motion. You guys.
Haha.
You press the down button, and it lights up. After a few seconds of waiting, there's a ding and the doors close. The chamber begins to descend rapidly and smoothly. Then all of a sudden, about 50 feet down, something jerks, and all of a sudden it's dropping. And then it starts spinning.
I've seen this Mythbuster. You just have to jump at the right time.
You actually want to lay down. That's the episode.
Go ahead and make strength checks for me.
Strength checks.
So
One was an elevator, the other was a
Strength
walk-elevator.
Strength saving throw, sorry.
Oh, that's better, I guess. It's still terrible. 10.
That's how it
Okay.
is. Sideways, frontways,
You're,
backways.
Her spear's on us.
It's not off.
What's that?
It's not off.
I didn't think of that.
It was an elevator, and now it's an oven.
15.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt me.
So, you guys...
Guys
No,
that
but
killed everybody.
Kandara, your love.
Yeah.
You're swaying left and right, and then all of a sudden there's a screaming howl of strained metal, and you jerk to a stop. Make a dexterity check for me.
Well,
No, just him.
17.
Okay. You lose your grip on the railing, and you immediately realize that you have a spear in your hand that is sufficient to melt metal into liquid immediately. And as you're being flung around and bashing against walls and your party members and everything, you're able to save everyone's life and press the button. But you all take 1d8 bludgeoning damage from being battered around, from you and Karnan just flying around the...
Do you want to roll that or you want us to?
3 bludgeoning damage.
Like
Now the real question is, did they beat us to where we're going?
Yes. So you
What
guys...
took you guys so
You guys ding, and you step out, and their elevator dings, but like the door only half opens, and like you can see them just like battered and beat up.
Is there like a hot espresso machine or something in the elevator? We just all come out and like it was just easy, just drinking like hot coffee or something.
That would have been great.
Wait a second. Did we just go through a
We got a
building
bathrobe
that has
on and
a bunch of different doors, and then at the end there's an elevator that falls too fast? This is just Get Smart. That's the beginning of every episode, Clint.
I didn't think of that. The chamber beyond the doors of your elevators is relatively small. It's rounded. It's maybe 80 feet in diameter. The chamber itself is only 20 feet tall. There's a ridiculous amount of dust over everything. Okay, so pretend this is you all. And none of the BAP is here. You're just in a small room. There's dust on everything. In the center of the room is a massive black stone. Not like Lujgao stone, but just like dark, gray, black, like rock. It's roughly cut. It's a big rectangle. It's lying atop a reptilian humanoid. There's a lot of, that's misleading because the reptilian humanoid is almost flat against the ground. Like almost completely compressed by this huge weight. There's a lot of fresh looking blood oozing out from beneath the stone, kind of like making swirls in the dust and everything. All you can really make out of the reptilian humanoid, which looks a lot like a healer, the lizard guy descendants of the Lujgao, is its head. It's got dark green scales, reptilian snout that is kind of open and exposes like long red tongue and like sharp carnivore teeth. And you can kind of see like its neck a little bit. It's got like lighter yellow-green scales there. It's watching you all with slitted yellow eyes, and you can see that the massive stone that lays atop it is just kind of very faintly like it's moving ever so slightly while this creature tries to breathe. It hisses out in a raspy, kind of exhausted whisper, "The abandoned come before the Eyesman of the gods, seeking what? Power? Immortality? The death of your foes? An end to the tyranny of the sun? I have watched your journey, and I have seen the paths that have led you here to the House of Eyes." And it twitches and grimaces, and you hear the crack of bone as the rock ka-chunk, and like all of its ribs snap and its bones in its arms snap, and it kind of as blood just kind of gushes out from under the stone. And then like you hear like kind of a crack and a pop, and the stone shifts back to its original position. It kind of and it says, "The commands of the gods still lay heavily upon me, and I am compelled to inform you that it was I that betrayed the gods and slew the Scaled King, And if I am freed, I will seek the downfall of man, Goliath, and giant, and will undo what the gods have done to my people. And it just glares at you with unblinking, like reptilian eyes.
Who are his people? The Lushka?
The Luzgau.
Okay.
Herbert just like came all up in his pants. Like
What did the gods do to your people?
cursed us. Have you not seen the Luzgau walking among your cities? Invalids, capable only of servicing your needs. My people, almost gods, used as trash pickers and healers for humans and Goliath. And then bones break and it does the whole like and then it heals a little bit and the rock shifts. Blood oozes out.
So they did that before there was a war. If he did an uprising.
Have any of our characters said anything to him? He's just monologuing.
Yeah, he's just monologuing. You guys are the first guys that weren't a robot to come in here in a long, long time.
So you're, I guess I'll be the first to speak. And so you're trapped here clearly. What's keeping you alive?
Like, a stone that large is obviously crushing you.
I completely forgot something. Sorials. I am a Sorial of the Luzgau. We heal. We are undying. Only the vampires were able to slay us. And even then, it took all day.
Not all night.
Not all night, just all day.
Well, I was just wondering because they're vampires. But.
Yeah, in the sun.
We got things to do later on.
What we come here for?
We seek to release.
I know we were seeking this guy, but I don't remember what we were going to talk to him about.
We seek to release the god of winter. Can you help us?
I don't.
I don't think we. I mean, we could have
He
said
didn't
we
want
seek
him
to
released.
find the god of winter.
Do
Trying
you think
to
we could
save
push
him,
the stone off of him?
But
A group of us?
If we're not trying to release
he just
the
said
god
he's
of
gonna
winter,
kill
then what are we
humans
doing?
and Goliaths for enslaving
Yeah, but
his
he
people.
wants like the gods dead
If he,
and humans dead.
And
And
Goliath's
he
dead.
even said so.
The giant's dead.
yeah, he said if I get free, I will kill all humans and Goliath. Basically.
And he said he's the guy that slew the Scaled King, which would be the god of something spring. God of unceasing spring. God of unrelenting spring. I don't know. Why do I name things such fucked up names? The god of unceasing spring.
Maybe you poke him with your plant. He'll be a little more.
A little bit more compliant.
Poke him with your plan.
What did you ask? You seek to find the god of winter?
Actually,
Yeah,
no,
what you said.
he might push the rock off.
Yeah.
He hisses out, search the font of shadows. You're right on track to find him.
Well,
That's
we know
exactly what we
that.
need help with. How do we get into the font?
Ah, yes. Carrick Manos told you you could not pierce the Luzgau stone of the font. You must enter the shadows beneath the source. And, the heavy stone sinks and bones crack and blood oozes out. And it recovers and rasps out. And you seek entrance to the Font of Shadows, but its walls are ancient and have been strengthened by absorbing the magical energies that exist within them. An impossible task. And it grins, and you know that it's making fun of you. Like it's got that shit-eating, haha, I know something you don't know grin.
Where's Eyesman?
We already know this.
I just felt it appropriate to reiterate how useless humans are.
Where's the Eyesman?
I am the Eyesman, you fool. This is the House of Eyes, is it not?
Yes, but
And it is I that dwell here.
you were tasked with protecting the gods, and you chose to destroy them.
Because the
Why?
gods are monsters.
Guy's a dick. Click on my spear.
Okay.
let it heat up.
Okay.
So you react to that anyway?
He notices it.
I'm trying to think here.
You gonna play?
I don't think it'd do much
Good
to him,
cop, bad
honestly.
cop.
Come back up. I ask you
I'll
this,
give him
mortals.
drugs. You burn him to death.
I ask you this, mortals. If the font contains within it the source of all magic, and the Luge-Gao stone is impenetrable and invulnerable, how does the magic it provides reach the distant cities to fuel the furnaces of creation
Through the swords.
and the purifiers?
The lava.
How does it reach the studs your fragile thieving race scavenged from corpses of my people?
Hey, come on. That's a pretty wide sweeping brush. Help me.
Oh, here come the cell towers.
There is a hole.
Have you not noticed the monthly bill?
There is a hole away into the font. The magic of the source is bright and casts a shadow of the real world beneath it. A shadow made of magic and the past and the present. The shadow has anchors in our own world, and within the font, it connects reality to the source. It is known, as you have learned, as the shadows of the source. It is a cold, gray place where the living should not tread. You will need a key, an object or artifact or stud, or something that can travel between shadows. And when it says that about traveling through shadows, anyone glancing at Herbert would see that Herbert's eyes get like 1,000,000 times bigger, and he starts rummaging in his backpack for his tome of notes and starts flipping through them while the creature is talking. It goes on because it fucking loves monologuing. If you use this object to journey through the shadows in the right location, you will naturally be drawn into the shadows of the source. Once there, you will merely need to travel towards the source and travel through shadows near it, and you will re-enter our reality within the font. Stone shifts, bones break, blood oozes.
Okay.
Why
This
help
is,
us?
This is out of character. Yeah. Well, I was
Oh,
gonna
sorry.
ask that basically, but I was gonna say like, does he know our intentions once we get into the font?
He basically knows everything about us. is
That's
it
what I'm
sounds
thinking.
like,
so I don't understand why he's telling us this. He just like he said he hates humans and stuff. He keeps bringing it up. Why is he helping us?
Ask him.
I do. I am asking him.
The commands of the gods lay heavily upon me still, even after their death. I am no freer in mind than I am in my body. Crack, snap, blood oozes, ragged
Bummer.
I'll just be over here playing
That
with my cactus.
sucks. That sucks for you, man.
I don't understand why play your hand immediately as soon as you meet us before we even discuss anything. You've seen our actions clearly. I feel like you know that we would have at least attempted to free you had you not mentioned you'd try to kill all of humanity if you were free.
My mind is as chained as my body is beneath this slab. The commands of the gods weigh heavily upon me. I can no more lie about my intentions than
Why?
I could walk up out of this place.
Why are there 5 gods when before there were 4? Sorry.
It has a shitty grin, and it just looks at you. And you can tell that it's doing the reptile lizard equivalent of biting its lower lip to keep from talking.
Cut its lip off.
I go put
Flip up.
yeah. I go put the side of my spear, like I don't touch it to him yet, but hold it extremely close to his face. Does he react at all to that?
He snorts.
And I touch it to his face.
He screams with pain.
I feel like he's got a pretty strong will. Like he's not talking already, and he's been crushed for
Like, so he basically told us what we have to do.
all of history. As we
Are we done
all
with
of
this
recent
guy?
History?
No, we're not.
I don't
done
think
with
we're done
guy.
with this guy.
So, where could we find such an object?
Your historian knows.
Donald turns back to look at Herbert.
Herbert's, the Spear of Winter's Shadow? I had meant to speak of it sooner when we were discussing possible artifacts that may aid travel when we were discussing alternative ways into the font. It's a spear that stories say allows you to see and walk through shadows. I don't have any more information. Points to his notebook like, I'm trying.
No ideas where?
I don't know yet. I have to dig through my notes. But I have documented in here. It's in here somewhere.
Eyesman, can you not just tell us and make this simpler?
No.
I don't think persuasion works on a god.
He's not a god.
Practically a god.
I really want to... And I guess I say this out loud. I really want to put this spear through this thing's head.
You do not have the means to slay me, mortal.
Oh, I didn't say anything about slaying you.
Hurt a little bit.
I don't think.
What is pain after 4,000 years spent under a rock? Having my bones pulped, my lungs compressed till I can't breathe, and I'm forever on the cusp of suffocation.
Well, let's
So
go back to it.
so a molten sphere shouldn't hurt you anymore then.
It would shrug if it had shoulders. you see the rock kind of twitch atop it, like it's
Oh,
trying.
yeah, I want to poke it.
Poke it in the eye. See if it comes back.
I don't know what more we
I kind of want to try, but like...
Kind of a dick thing.
I mean, I guess, yeah, like...
I mean, this guy's kind of a dick.
Yeah, I mean, but he's stuck under a rock.
Well, yeah, because he's a dick. They put him under a rock because he's a dick.
Like he's
And they're like-
basically said as much.
Either it was the gods that put him here, or the vampires.
Here,
can't do
They were
he
super
says
pissed
we
at him.
cannot slay him.
He can't do shit to
If-
us.
If we can...
I think he wants. I mean,
If
Don't
we
put him out of
can,
his misery.
That means he can lie. And it means we can't trust anything
Or
he
he
told us.
doesn't
Oh, God.
think that we can slay him.
This is the darkest timeline.
Yeah, this has got pretty fucked up.
How long do you spend trying to creatively kill him?
I just
3 years.
lift my spear and try to... I put it through his head and give a twist.
Alright, you kind of angle it, and you stab straight through his head, and like try to angle it so you hit his heart as well. Just because,
Right,
'Cause
that's what I
fuck
would
him.
do, yeah.
And you drag it out, and the place smells like delicious cooked meat, and burning blood, and melted stone, and
is he an infinite food source? No. He said it smells delicious. Let's just make camp here for a week.
Let's let Canifar try that first.
How well cooked is this meat right now?
and it
He's-
takes a solid 10 minutes, but eventually it's
If
skull.
someone prepares it for me, I'll try it.
Nose.
Domino.
Dead?
Hey, so
If
where's
you
the spear?
prepare the meat, I'll
No,
try
it wakes up. No, like it opens its eyes and takes a ragged breath.
It's prepared when I
yeah.
cut it off.
I asked him where the spear is now.
Fair enough. I don't want to get. I mean,
The spear of shadows.
Spear of Winter Shadows.
Yeah. Cut his head off. Cut it right off.
No, don't say it. Don't whisper it. Say it. Fuck that.
Yeah, I guess I try it.
Okay. You sever its
What if
head
it
off?
starts like
I
shifting
say,
around in the jaw?
you-
don't do it.
You
No,
pull it.
do not do it.
You pull it.
Do
Fucking
not.
chop that fucker's
not
head
Do
cut
off.
his head
not
off.
cut his head off. He says we can't kill him. If we
Yeah.
cut his head off, he's not gonna be dead. It might free the head.
He might be like a starfish too. We might have 2 of these to deal with.
Oh, come on. How bad could it be?
Just mess up his brain a little bit.
Scramble.
Okay,
it up.
yeah, I tried to scramble his head entirely.
Oh no.
It's ragged, burned meat and bone.
Like an Etch-a-Sketch.
Have we no moral compass?
No.
Have we no
Herbert
moral
is-
compass?
Tarnan has no part in this.
Without thinking that Herbert can't even hold my spear, I'm like, you want to try? Oh.
And it takes maybe 11, 12 minutes this time, but
Well, I mean, so it takes time for it to heal. We could cut it off. We could just carry it around his head.
Oh my fuck.
Once it starts to regrow, we can just cut it back off.
And then there'll be like fucking 40 of them. Like,
If his head starts growing back, we just get another big rock. We cut out a
That's
big
true.
slab of blackstone, drop it on.
you can put it in the cage with the croton cactus.
or you could throw it in that one pit where the 5x5 thing is on our way out if it fucking gives us shit.
That's true.
We could throw him where that giant was and just seal it up.
Or that.
Hey, he might be able to break out, actually.
What would happen if we threw his head into lava?
While all of this
All
is
the lava
happening,
that was out there.
Let's pour some lava on him.
while all
There
of
you
the
go.
infighting is going on, I pull out my what's it called? I don't want to keep just calling it my drugs.
Croton cactus.
Cronin cactus.
Croton cactus.
Croton cactus.
Yes.
I pull my croton cactus out.
I feel like it's not a good idea.
It's
It's gonna make him stronger.
I use it,
Oh, okay.
and then I'm like, "Hey man, you want some of this?"
I grab your hand and I say, Kanathar, no. You don't want to make that thing stronger.
I want to hear.
This
I'm
is
not
probably
saying
the
I'm
best
gonna give it
like a
to
bad
him.
idea.
I just want to hear what he
Just because
what he
there's
says.
a lot of stuff that I'm sure we want to ask, but I think it'd be time to solve this in like
Yeah,
a
we can do
RP.
this in RP.
Oh, I want to hear what he says to my offering him drugs.
Yes.
That sounded kind of sinister.
What if we let it
But-
out of the pot into its mouth?
It would spread everywhere. He said it spreads everywhere if it gets out of the pot.
Inside him.
Yeah, and then
And then outside
Past
him.
him,
once it's-
yeah.
Oh! You guys should all go fucking work at Gitmo.
I
Pump a new fucking ways to torture
I
terrorists.
indulge the beast's desires.
This is getting bad.
What happens if you leave the
What?
spear in his head?
You what?
I like let him in on some of the action.
I let him in on some of the action.
Should have fucking solved this in the RP. Here we go.
So it sticks its lizard tongue into the cage.
Oh my god.
And the croton cactus sticks its tongue out and
Guys, they're
they kinda-
Frenching.
they kind of twine around one another because it's the only part of each other that can reach each other. And the stone shifts a little bit, but it's not because the bones are breaking this time.
All right.
Because he's healing.
No, it's because he's actively squirming.
Yeah,
Like as am I.
Yes.
probably wouldn't do that again.
What happens if we cut his brain out and put a stone where it is?
Oh, that's a good idea.
What happens if our party isn't full of a bunch of
What if-
torturous lunatics?
Do you want to do that?
Try it.
I mean, this is like a...
Could we overload him with the chalice?
What if we get that copper wire, extend it out here, and just leave it connected to him?
Just like from Taken, just electrocute him until the power runs out.
We do have a
Hey, if he
ton of
doesn't
metal.
want to
All right. You cut out his brain. You put a stone in the place.
You guys are
We don't actually do that. Come on. I would not allow this.
God.
I would leave the
Fucked up
I
stuff in
and
some
I would not allow
campaigns,
you
guys,
to-
but
Kanathar would leave the
Gives
party at this point.
drugs that
if I'm just
strengthen you.
among a group of torturers, essentially.
I've done some fucked up stuff in some campaigns, guys.
Like,
but this
I guess, yeah, what are we doing this for? Like,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
to try.
I understand, you know.
I don't know. I think you're mad at it for not.
See if you can...
I mean, I feel like I've had justification for some of the shit I've done.
I feel like we came here for no fucking reason.
We came here for information. We got
Now-
some information.
Like,
You
I'm
know we
kind of
have
mad
to
at
use the spear.
Frank Manos for sending us here because, like,
This guy was fucking
Well,
nuts.
He's a blacksmith. He didn't.
But I don't know what else we have to ask him. But he's a threat that if he's freed,
he's like, talk to the dude that
But
you've
he's
been with.
been trapped for
and we just bypassed all the stuff keeping other people from getting here.
Well,
Let me.
Sure. Yeah, I think we gotta.
That's
kill
not how
him.
D&D works.
Yeah. Shit.
The shadows of the source are a cold gray place where the living should not tread. You'll need a key that allows you to travel between shadows.
The spear.
If you use this object to journey through shadows in the right location, you will naturally be drawn into the shadows of the source. Once there, you will merely need to travel towards the source and travel through the shadows near it, and you will re-enter our reality within the font. So you need the key. You need to know where to use the key. He also said the shadows of the source are a place where the living should not tread.
This guy said all that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing Canithar is dead inside.
Before we got derailed by the torture, he would have said, once you are within the shadows of the source, it will be cold and it will be dark. At the center of the realm, you will find the source, and the closer you draw to the source, the warmer and brighter it will get. But while you journey towards the source, you will suffer deadly cold and limited visibility. You will need to work around these problems if you are to survive the journey to the source.
What is the source?
Magic.
So
Source of all magic.
this is literally like the fucking upside down. Like it's the opposite.
It's my universe's equivalent of the plane of shadow.
I really got I get that vibe from it. But I'm saying if we're like trapped in a desert world and it's just immense cold.
So you need the key, you need the right location, you need to protect yourself from cold, and you need to be able to see.
What location is this, Eyesman?
You must journey to Millen to find your way to the furnace of creation within the depths of the city. The flow of energy from the source is weak and scattered, leaving gaps that may be exploited. Once you are near the furnace of creation, simply travel through shadows via some method, and you will naturally fall into the gaps between the flow of energy from the source.
Can multiple of us use one key?
Yes. If the device or object or spell you use allows multiple creatures to be transported through shadows, yes.
Is there anything else you need to tell us?
I need to tell you nothing.
Is there anything else you will tell us?
Plenty. You just have to ask the right questions. Or would you like to derail the conversation with more torture?
We can pass on the torture, guys.
Well, I mean, I got some ways that we could, but
I'm all for waterboarding shit, but come on.
I was just thinking there's a ton of molten silver up there that we could let cool and then heat it up again and then case his head so he suffocates and then he won't come back.
We went
Well, he'd
there
probably
again.
come back, but he'd like keep.
We were already back there.
You sure you guys don't want to cut off his head?
On that
Carry it
note,
around like Beamer?
I think we should finish this in the RP.
Well, how
because-
big is the head? Like,
Big.
That'd be hard
Yeah,
to
I
carry.
know.
Head hold it like that.
we'd have a separate wagon that we just go in and talk to the head from time to time.
Yeah, let's RP some questions.
Because I don't know what else aside from torturing him that we're going to accomplish right now.
Oh. Well, I can't award you a level yet.
That's fine.
How many
Sorry,
levels would we
good.
get if we killed him,
Did you
Clint?
stop the recording button?
Oh, I should do that. All right, that's all for tonight.